Because they got better things to do than to see me chalky on the soapbox again. So I did my job.
Is that better? I think it's better.
It looks.
Well, I just saw you drink wine on the stream, but yet you're not drinking wine in real life.
I'm doing this.
It's like 10, 15 seconds behind real life. So, it does happen. Look, watch.
There you go, it's me doing
yeah. Cool. Oh, I got you. Yeah, cool.
Charlie's just discovered streaming.
Hey,
I see my face here.
Okay. Since this seems to be working now, I'm going to take this as the starting point. Welcome to Rolling Thunder D&D. We're going to continue our homebrew campaign. You guys are in the square, having just killed some wolves. Let's pick up where we were. And you guys were heading to the Blushing Gnome, I believe.
Big time. Blushing Gnome.
Sounds good, Truffle.
So for those of you new to the area, to the Blushing Gnome, it's quite the place.
Truffle, you say this every time we approach the Blushing Gnome.
Yeah,
we've been staying there for the last 2 days.
You're like there every night.
We are here every night, and you've got quite a big bill, haven't you?
Well, it's funny you should mention that. My bill was actually paid off, or the innkeeper let me off. Lydia, is it?
It's Marcy, I believe.
Marcy. I should probably remember her name. She serves me drinks every night. So Marcy actually let me off. I don't know why actually. I need to look into that. But yeah, let's go there. Let's grab a glass of wine with Lysander, and let's just talk about our next move, which I think should be to head up to the temple at the back of the town.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I like it.
So you guys head over to the Blushing Gnome, a familiar path you've been down many times before. And you head inside. There's a few people sitting there having like some lunch and very simple food, and Marcy's just there like cleaning behind the bar. Just like, oh, hello there! You come back in the middle of the day. That's very unusual.
Hey, Marcy. Yeah, we're kind of between jobs at the moment.
I understand.
And I lean over and I'm like, hey, you couldn't get those people out of our table, right? You know, kind of that's our regular table now.
You can't ask me to be moving people when I've only got a couple of tables in. Come on, just sit in the booth or something.
Oh, the booth. Fine. And so I go into the booth and, you know, kind of just give her the old woo-woo. Drinks, please.
Ain't the usual, I take it. Truffle boy, What are you having?
I will have a whiskey.
You're not having a whiskey. You're too young for a whiskey. Don't be trying to pull that one on
I
me.
will have a lumpy milk.
One lumpy milk? That's the house special. Coming right up.
Is Zemsel there?
No, Zemsel, he's more of the evening crowd. He's not here at this time
why
of
do you
day.
bring him back? He's not even that good.
He's popular, especially with the ladies. He's quite the popular one.
But so's Crabs.
Well,
So...
it seems like you're a little bit... You got a problem with Zemsel? Have you got beef with the fella?
Oh, I have more than beef. I have beef, lamb, and pork with this guy. Honestly, when are you going to let me go up there?
Yep, I've told you, Truffle, you're welcome to perform any night you like.
Yeah, but it's not ready.
Well, you can't be having a go at me saying I haven't give you the chance when you don't even say you're ready, lad. Come on. Look, come on, here's your lumpy milk. Clumps on the table.
Fine.
Just go and sit down with your friends and we'll talk about this later.
Can I have a wine, please?
I think I've got some wine around here somewhere. Just like rustling around. It's like pulls out like a big clay flagon. Pours it in just a really simple cup. And wine for the gentleman.
Oh, wonderful. You really taste the clay.
It's a little bit like a bit bitter maybe.
I'm going to prestidigitation it to make it taste like my fine wine that I keep.
Okay.
There we go.
Sort of covers the flavour a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think I passed my mug of ale over to Lysander. I was like, Lysander, you couldn't just make it a bit colder, could you?
Yes, of course. And I hit it, tap it with the Wah! And I cool it with prestidigitation.
He's going full Harry Potter.
Yeah.
I taste, and it's the cold bubbles. I'm starting to kind of get that tingle for more alcohol, and I think realizing that I'm like, right, what are we doing next? Otherwise, we're going to be here for the next 8 hours.
I just need to put my feet up for about an hour. Just relax. That was quite intense. There was lots of wolves.
That was crazy. I think you actually hit with one of your spells this time, Lysander.
Well, maybe. I was trying to the boxes and boop. It's just I need one of those things that Truffle uses. The thing with the string and the boo.
It's called a loot.
Do you mean a crossbow?
Yes.
Garland just like stuffed into this booth, like.
That's the one, Garland. I could really do with a crossbow. Don't know. Seems very don't know, heavy and a bit cumbersome.
What do you mean it's cumbersome? Look at it. I'm carrying a gun. I can barely lift a sword.
It was an axe that you struggled with.
Yeah, but I can barely lift a sword as well.
Don't mean to brag, but.
So what are we saying, crew? Are we the Swaggermuffin's going to drink up and head to the temple?
After 1 hour, please.
After an hour,
A
I'm
short
going to drink
rest.
my milk and shortly rest in the corner.
So you guys spend a short rest, an hour's roughly, in the bar, and gain the
yeah.
benefits thereof.
Hell yeah. Give me them spell slots, baby.
I don't have those. Oh man, it. Oh, hello.
Oh, we got some hit rolls.
Mm.
Ooh.
Yep. So
Fat 12.
fat 12. That's my D10 plus my 5 Constitution. That'll take me back up to full health.
Nice.
But just the these suds and what does this ale taste like? What's the local kind of beer of Piazza or
I
kind
mean,
of
it's
Liodos?
it's just like local town beer. It's not like it's quite clean because they've got a river nearby, so the water's pretty fresh. But it's it's just fairly simple beer.
Beautiful.
While this is happening, I'd like to cast minor illusion in
Yes.
front of Akane's cup, and then Mage Hand to swap the cups.
Yes.
And I'm gonna swap out the milk with the beer.
Passive perception is 14.
Fine, I will beat that with my sleight of hand check.
What's
of-
what's happening?
Whimsy.
It's a sleight of hand
You're
versus perception. Yeah.
Damn it!
So I've got 14 perception.
Yeah, you
DM.
saw me doing it.
Oh right, okay, yes. So you just notice something's a little bit off about your cup, and Truffle looking a bit sheepish and like cheeky as he reaches out.
I don't stop him. I just give him a cheeky wink.
Do you drink from your milk? I can imagine that when you go for a pint of beer and your lips suddenly wrap around the liquid that you assume to be beer to then taste lumpy cream, that's gonna mess with your head.
No, I wouldn't drink it because I think I've noticed what you've done, right? I've seen the minor illusion, so I think kind of over the next course of the hour, I'm just ordering more drinks in and kind of doing that thing where I'm just putting the empty cups down the table, hoping Marcy doesn't recognise
Well,
that we've
I
got.
think I have achieved greatness, and I'm amazed that your dead tongue can't taste milk. when
I'm not drinking milk. I've ordered kind of.
But in my
Yeah,
head,
I've-
I've seen you.
Oh,
Make a
okay.
sip.
Yeah. I think over the course of the next hour, I'm just ordering more beers. I probably polished off about 4 ales, I think, in an hour.
Okay. Marcy happily serves you. It's all good business for her.
Excellent. Cool.
I'll stop after 1 wine and just watch, kind of awkwardly, like, this is new.
Garland's just sitting there with like his hands on the table, just impassively, like looking around.
I think I'll look at Garland at one point and just be like, yep, I feel you, bro.
And as I'm telling these stories, I'm just like putting my arm around Garland, and I'm telling kind of these taglines to the joke, which kind of I'm finding hilarious. I'm just kind of like looking around everyone.
It's like, that is
oblivious to
very
the fact-
amusing. Akane.
And I'm just like wiping tears from my eyes. I'm clearly just entertaining myself, I think.
Classic Akane.
Just comfortable.
Okay, so you finish your hour or so in the bar, and so what's next for the team? What do you do?
Wolf hunt.
Well, yeah, we're going on a wolf hunt. Well, we're going to the place with the wolves, the thing.
Lysander,
Yes.
you know where the sparrow is, right? Oh wait, I know where the sparrow is. Sorry,
It's in the
milk
temple,
is really
Truffle.
hard.
You would all know where the temple is, I think. You would have seen it around.
Yes, onward.
So I just run upstairs quickly, and I come back down a minute later with my giant obsidian umbrella over my shoulder. And yeah, let's head out.
Where are you heading to?
Head to the temple.
Okay. So you head, and it's not too far, maybe 5-10 minutes walk away from where you currently are, and you head to the temple, and there's sort of like a little clearing outside, and there's sort of these big wide steps heading up, and 2 columns either side, and it's like not a tall building, but it's quite long and wide, squat temple, but it's all, you know, fairly well kept. You can see just outside the front there is just one of the acolytes is sort of scrubbing away at this something like stairs or something, and another one's like tending some plants, and they're all, everywhere you look there seems to be like acolytes buzzing around doing something. And you head up the stairs through the doors which are open just straight into the temple, and it's quite a long, it's just like one big open room with like pairs of columns going up, and at the end there's like an altar, and there's various people inside. There's not like pews or chairs, everyone just sort of like kneels on the floor or just stands and says prayers or whatever. And sort of what it looks like is also down the middle there's like a sort of stained glass sort of ceiling, so light sort of pouring in, but all the floor is like this hatched black and white marble, and the pillars on the left side are white, the pillars on the right side are black. You can get to the altar and it's like half black half white stone, and behind it is this pair of statues, and they are sort of like their hands are embraced in like a handshake or like an agreement of some kind, and one is like a white humanoid sort of woman who looks almost sort of angelic, and then another one is sort of this black obsidian stone male, and he looks sort of more demonic, sinister kind of character, and they're sort of like clasped hands.
Okay. Can we see who looks important?
Yeah, and
Approach.
you can see sort of, you've got I don't remember all the names of the bits of a temple, but like behind the altar, that sort of area, which is sort of like a concave sort of half moon area, there's sort of like various candles and bits with like books and stuff, and there's this Aarakocra woman in these long black and white robes, who you could safely assume is probably in charge, is sort of like bustling around, like writing stuff down in some books, and then an acolyte will come up and like ask her something, and she'll be like, yes, okay, and like giving some instructions, and then another one will come up, she'll be like, yes, okay, just go over there and do that thing, and she's like trying to get something done, it looks like, but it looks like she is sort of in charge of the situation.
And I think I lean over at this point. I think I'm a bit tipsy. I'm like, guess which one Sparrow is? Could be the bird. And I think I'm speaking much louder than I'd normally speak.
Like, shh. It's a temple.
What's the noise level like in here?
It's like library sort of thing. You can hear like the occasional noise or like muffled talking, but people are generally quite respectful and quiet. or you might hear like someone sort of like mumbling a prayer or something. I'm just going to give you a handout.
Handout.
Actually, the clothes are the wrong colour, but you get the idea.
I think I would just lean over to Akane and Truffle, just be like, "Why don't shall I approach? I think I'm probably the soberest."
I think you should. And I take off my little beret, my little matador beret, and I'm holding it in my hand as I do it.
I approach quietly. I'm just like, "Good afternoon.
Yes,
Are you the
yeah.
Are you the sparrow?"
So, ooh, who goes there? The sparrow. Oh, that's very formal. Yes, I suppose that would be me. You're after. Who are you? Sorry.
My apologies. My name is Lysander Linden. Me and my companions here. I gesture over at Akane.
You're not acolytes, are you?
No. We've just encountered some wolves over on the town square, and we were pointed in your direction. Been having similar issues.
That's very troubling. Wolves in the town square. Could you? What will I do? Could you tell me more?
Well, they attacked some townsfolk. They were particularly savage, white eyes and almost possessed looking.
Savage
Mangy
wolves.
fur.
And
Large savage wolves.
And you killed the wolves.
Well, not me personally, but yes, we did. My companions here.
Oh well, the balance bless you. Your deeds are very much appreciated. Well, did you see where these wolves came from, by any chance?
And I turn around and I'm like, "Get over here! Come on!"
East.
Oh yes, come, yes. Everyone is welcome in the balance. You all know this. We're all equal.
I think the sound of my my clogs I'm just kind of conscious they are reverberating off the walls as I clop my way over to. So yeah, I think they came from the east, potentially a forest somewhere. What do you think? What are you thinking, Sparrow?
She's sort of like thinking. Yes. So they came from sort of the east. Yes. There have been recent reports from the farmlands to the northeast and the east of troubles, of beasts going a bit mad, farmers abandoning their land, and
is that around Vista?
well, of course, the Niver Vista runs past the village, and if you head that direction, all along the river is farmland, and that is where the problem lies. It seems, much like these wolves, livestock have been going mad and running away, plants have been withering and dying. The farmers they've stopped coming into town completely. It's quite worrying, and I have actually been putting out a request for someone to go and look into this recently. I don't know if
consider
you'd be
your request
interested.
answered.
Oh.
Yeah.
In fact, the princess who's in town has given me one of her special seals, I believe, to give away, and if you could complete this task, I would happily give it to you. If you
Nah, don't worry about it. We've already got one.
Oh.
Thanks,
Well,
though.
Oh.
Well, we could always use it to maybe get another horse or some more supplies.
Or remove the competition? I like your thinking, Lysander.
Already seen
Yeah.
the princess, have you?
Yeah, we're best friends.
We're just a group of insecure overachievers.
I'm kind of a member of her court now. She actually called me Sir Truffle. Sir
Oh.
Truffle.
I don't think she did, Truffle.
Were you there? I think you were. Were you
I
there?
wasn't.
You were
I wasn't there when you were talking to the bodyguard.
Well, that's
No.
when it happened. It's crazy.
As you guys are having this conversation, another character approaches the area where you guys are having a conversation, and he is a half-elf gentleman with like long dreadlocked hair and no shirt on, and very kind of, he's got like these handmade bracelets and necklaces on, and he's kind of hippie looking. And in fact, Charlie, why don't you tell us more about what you look like? Is that accurate?
Yeah, that's absolutely accurate. I mean, the dreadlocks down to my nether regions, and general garments that you wouldn't recognise in any kind of shop you might have been to before. Look handmade, I would suggest. Everything I'm wearing, shoes made of cloth with some rope tied around the bottoms.
Sack shoes.
Sack shoes.
Clearly not that bothered about what I am wearing.
Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, you approach and Sparrow's like, oh, and actually, as it happens, this gentleman here was offering similar help to the help that you were.
I think there's this almighty crash, as you know, and I think it takes a while for everyone to realise. As my shields, I just dropped my shield and I'm screeching as I run up to Durindar and jump at him and kind of wrap my arms around his neck.
Oh. Akane, it's you.
Oh, Durindar! You look
Been a long
so
time.
good, and I'm like fussing over him, I'm grabbing his like dreadlocks and stuff. You look so good.
Akane, I see the drinking has continued to be a problem for you.
Is it? You can smell it on my breath, can't you? You can smell it.
well.
Like I am so good right now. We just we've been in a pretty epic fight actually in this square. Had a few beers just to take the edge off the kind of the battle morning. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Why are you here? I thought you were out west in Salandria.
Yes, I've been travelling and drifting across the land, looking in aid, trying to help as many people as I can along the way.
Wow.
And it's brought me to this temple. There have been some problems nearby, and I wanted to lend my assistance. If required, of course.
Makes complete sense that you're here. Oh, this is amazing. Well, why don't you team up with us?
Can you vouch for these gentlemen?
Absolutely. So I will let them. Yeah, that's I'm about to speak.
I was gonna say I look at just before you like, oh, can you? I look at Truffle. I'm like, get a load of this guy. Who's this guy?
I guess this religion believes in a no shirt, no shoes, no service kind of deal, huh?
Oh, this is just the eyes though.
Yeah, just in our heads.
Sorry, carry on.
No, I think it's brilliant. And I was like, so this is Lysander. He's a magic user, baby. He basically, I think, comes from a lot of money. He's got a good heart, although kind of can be slightly prickly sometimes. But generally kind of is a good guy. This is Truffle David. He's clearly a goblin.
Small.
Seems to be exceptionally effective in battle, having only had 9 years on this planet.
I'm kind of a big deal. People know me.
People don't know him.
I
Like,
don't know
I don't know
The
him.
smallest thing I've ever.
I've never
Well-
met him before.
What happened to your shirt?
I don't need a shirt. What's a shirt?
Wow.
Are you? So can I ask? Are you hunky? Let me get this. Let's get this
Are you
over
fit?
with.
You a good-looking guy?
I'm an athletic gentleman, but fairly muscly, but not
Do you look
bulky.
like- Do you look like Bradley Pitts?
From Snatch.
Yeah. Right.
you got good look. He's Durindar's good looking, right?
Yeah, he's pretty good looking. Although he wouldn't recognise that fact.
Lysander definitely gives him an eyeing up and down, studying eyes.
Truffle notices this. And he keeps it to himself.
So it sounds like we've got ourselves a little team together. If you could all go out there and figure out the problem, or even solve it, I would be very grateful. The temple would be indebted.
So where do you think we should start? And you said Sparrow's too formal. What would you like to be called instead?
No.
Jan.
Lady Sparrow is too formal. Sparrow is my name.
Oh, I just like giving Lysander a look. Sparrow. So where should we start then? Head out to the river?
Yes, indeed, I would. You head out of town east from the plaza, sorry, and you head northeast along the river, and you maybe half an hour or an hour, depending on walking speed, and you'll find yourselves around farmland, where they grow all sorts of things, nuts and fruits, and they farm goats and hares and so on. And it's sprawling, but if you follow the signs, you can find a few farms dotted around, and I would suggest checking in at the farmhouses to find out what's gone on.
Roger.
Yeah, and just so we're clear, what would you like us to do? Would you like us to just find out what's gone on, or would you like us to rain down righteous death upon these in the name of the balance?
I mean, at this point, we don't know what is causing this strange phenomenon in the creatures. If you can figure it out, then well, that would be excellent. If you can solve it, that would be absolutely perfect. But I can't really tell you much more than that, other than it seems quite serious with these wolves attacking town.
Looks like we've got a clear objective, Swaggermuffins.
Do we have to
What's
call
it?
something swaggermuffins?
We're the swagger muffins.
What is a swagger muffin, if I could ask?
Yes, what is a
Darling,
swagger
we
muffin?
you know we're called the swagger muffins. We've been called the swagger muffins since the day we met. People call us the swagger muffins.
I don't think anybody does call us a
I
swagger.
made a T-shirt. Well, I mean, I wrote it
What's
on the
a
back of my
t-shirt?
jerkin.
I did actually notice that you've got a word on the back of your jerkin, Truffle.
This is what I call a T-shirt.
I don't think you quite. Can you write in common? This is.
I have written it in multiple languages. It's in Goblin on the back and Common on the front, so people know.
Oh, I only saw the back, and it didn't look like any language I knew. It's just this scratching.
Well, if you're a goblin, that's where you first attack, from behind.
Shall we go?
I've read about it. Yes.
we go?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So we I think we all head out. We'll just kind of.
So
Let's go.
On the way out, are we walking, leaving the temple? Yes.
Big time.
When we walk out of the temple, I see an acolyte tending the plant, but the plant looks dead. So
yes, he's clearly not very skilled at the job.
yes, so I walk over to the plant and I put my hands around it. I ignore everyone else. I kneel before the flower, the sticks and twigs, and I cast Druidcraft onto the plant.
I wonder what class he is.
Tell us what this Druidcraft does.
The plant starts to glow. The twigs turn from brown to a yellow, then to a green. Leaves start to flourish from each twig, and then a large purple flower blooms from the top.
Oh, lovely.
And I stand and I nod to the plant,
And the acolyte's just like,
and I just go and join the party and continue to walk.
it's like, thank you, sir.
You're
I'm
welcome.
like Durandar. What a guy.
Before we leave the temple, I will slink at the back and find a little dark area to just pop into, and I'm just going to when I emerge, I'm looking a lot more masculine and a little more rough, a little bit more like Druindar.
Would I notice this?
I'm making it as subtle as possible. You might notice.
It's ever so slightly larger pecs.
Yeah, just a little bit more like masculine and a bit more. My 5 o'clock shadows come in, and and my hairstyle's changed a little bit. I'm a little bit more
God.
Druindar-esque.
It's like Truffle and Zemcel Mark II.
Well, maybe. Don't
Okay.
assume my sexuality.
So, you are heading towards the plaza and then heading out east of town as she instructed, I assume.
Yes.
Or advised, I should say. So, yeah, you leave the town and you can see the river within eye shot. And this is the wide, sort of quite a clear, pleasant river. Every now and then there's like a little jetty for like fishing. But no one is currently fishing in the river. And it is early afternoon, shortly after midday, I would say. So it's quite hot. The sun is high in the sky, and it's this sort of Spanishy Mediterranean weather. And you head out along this path. It is just a dirt path, but it's clearly well travelled. There are, in stark contrast to when you went west to the Whistling Chasm, this area is quite lush and green. There are lots of trees and plants everywhere, and you travel for about half an hour or so, and you eventually reach, what is clearly farmland, sort of carefully sectioned off sort of areas of land with fences, and there's like some with like various plants, like there's some cabbages and some flowers of some kind, and it's very quiet. Well, you can hear the birds tweeting, and the wind occasionally blowing, but there's nobody around, and you can't see any animals either.
Right. Can you smell that? It's good to be out in the fresh air. Although I have noticed that nobody is out here, which I can only put down to the fact there's been a whole bunch of mutant wolf attacks recently in the village, in the town. So I assume we should start knocking on doors. And I guess I look around, DM, to see if I can. Yeah, I'm looking for a door.
Yeah, so you sort of wander for a little bit further, and you reach what might be like a small farmhouse for the surrounding fields, and you head up to it, and it's sort of just like a modest little, barely even a cottage, a squat little building. And you go and knock on the door, I assume that's what you're doing.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll just walk straight over and knock on the door.
And yeah, you knock and you wait, and there's no response.
Anything?
Nothing. Truffle, why don't you go check some of the windows? I assume there's windows.
Oh, I'll climb in. Don't worry.
Maybe not glass window, just like a hole or something like that.
I climb through the hole.
I just see this goblin butt, just disappear in a window. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, and you plop inside, and it's literally just like a one-room sort of building with like a little, just a single like rough bed with like a top covering on it, and maybe like a little basic wood stove with a pan on it, and like a little table and a stool, bits and bobs around, but there's nobody here. I mean, there's bits of food lying around, like vegetables and things from maybe the surrounding farm, but
Okay.
no people.
And do they look fresh, those vegetables? Or...
Maybe like a day or two. Not like rotten or anything. Yeah.
I open the front door.
Awesome.
Come in.
I got the visual. Come in. I'm just walking. I just walk in. I don't know why I'm following Truffle's like kind of direction.
Yeah. You see the same thing inside. It's just a very basic, like little farmhouse. Just obviously a place that they live when they're not working the fields and whatnot.
This is empty. I have done a scan of the area. You can do it too. It will take 3 seconds. I think we should probably go out, maybe check the fields. I can blow on my flute. I don't know, that usually gets people's attention.
I thought it was
I have a flute, a lute, and a marching drum.
Do we really want to get people's attention?
Yeah! How else are we going to know what's going on with these crazy wolves?
Durandar, what do you think?
You are
you're
muted, sir.
mute.
He's a mute!
Right. I think we should scan the area and look for clues.
So
Agreed.
where would you suggest looking?
Why don't we continue along the river, see if any of the other farmhouses are abandoned? I think it's important that we don't draw attention to ourselves and try and solve this mystery without any death.
I agree. As I slide my flute back into its little scabbard on the side.
Flute
yeah.
scabbard.
It's got a flute scabbard.
Nice.
That is canon. That has been canon since day one. Flabbered.
Flabbered. Okay, so you guys head out and you head back along the road and you sort of pass through more farmland and you head on a little bit longer, like maybe 10-15 minutes, and you sort of head out of this particular farm and into a little bit more open land. It's sort of a bit wild. Sort of the grass is quite tall, grown, and at this point the trees are quite grown in quite close to the path, and it's you feel like you're definitely out in the wild at this point. You know, you're not in civilization. And again, you don't really see any creatures, but yeah, I mean, all you could really hear is maybe the rush of the river nearby and the wind and birds and that sort of thing.
Durindor?
Yes.
Hi. So we haven't really
Hi.
met. This is pretty much my second, possibly even my third time outside of a city ever. So this is all really exciting to me. Where are you from?
I'm from the west coast of Salandria,
Don't know where
in
that
the
is.
Celadon Seas.
The sea. What's the sea? The sea, like a
Celadon.
big lake.
It's not actually a lake, as I
They
chip in.
call it-
It's more of a giant forest.
They call
That's
it
right.
a sea, but it's the forest of life.
What is the forest of life? It sounds amazing. Tell me everything.
And at this point, I start to walk 2 or 3 steps, I think, ahead, as I just know what's going to happen, which essentially is a barrage of truffle questions.
I spend the next few minutes peppering him with truffle questions about nature and birds and forests and everything to do with plant life and pointing out flowers and stuff.
Okay.
I turn to Akane, just kind of shuffle to catch up with him, to try and try and
Her.
escape her, to try and escape the truffle shuffle questions, and I just say softly to her that I know this area to a certain extent. I believe we're near a woods that I've been dwelling in for the last couple of months.
So why don't you lead the way? And by the way, he does mean well, and he's mean in combat. You just got to kind of get used to the fact that he's only 9 years old, so he's going to have questions.
I do.
That's absolutely fine. It's just the fact that
Your voice down. I'm right there.
it's just his small demeanor, which is unsettling.
Yeah, well, 9-year-olds are technically grown-ups in Goblin's world, but don't worry about it. You'll prove yourself soon, son. Don't worry. You'll be part of it soon.
So how far ahead is it until we kind of hit some sort of outpost where we're going to potentially find more humans, or and have you done any investigations in this area to date, or kind of was this the first you've heard of it back at the temple with Sparrow?
I think this would be the first. I think he wouldn't have invested. He was at that point also signing up for the task at the time that you guys were.
Yeah, but during my time, I hadn't noticed any unsettling things within the forest. But then I'd heard that there were some issues, so I'd gone to the temple to see what was going on.
And just to clarify, this is a separate area to deal with the Barkwoods, which you guys are planning to head to. This is
Yep.
In
Yeah,
that
yeah.
case, I don't know where we are.
substantially far away.
In that case, I don't know where we are. We should carry on walking up this path.
It's just like you imagine you're like taking a walk in the countryside across farmland, and it's just like you walk across in the country path, and then you come across like a fence, and then you cross it. Then you walk across a big field, and then you come across another fence, and you're like, well, I don't know where the fuck I am, but it's in some farmland somewhere. It's like that basically.
So I think we just keep walking and catching up. I'm looking out for any sort of civilization. I'm quite happy. So what? It must be early afternoon by now.
Yeah,
Mid-off.
maybe like 1-2 o'clock, something like that.
I start to question whether the the team that I've just joined up with had any mode of quicker transport.
Did you question us out loud, or did you question it in your head?
No, I just started to wonder in my head whether they had any transport at all, because I suddenly realised that I'd left my warhorse back at the temple.
And I noticed you're thinking, Druindar, like you've got the looks, dude, but you've never really been one for hiding that you're thinking about something. What's up?
I just wonder how long we're going to have to walk for, and I left my trusty steed back at the temple because.
Look at your feet.
Oh man, your sacks are going to be.
Some karate sacks.
Lysander, you're quiet.
Yes, just taking it all in, you know.
Do you miss Jenkins? I miss Jenkins.
Is Jenkins with you right now?
Yes.
Okay.
There he is!
He's just being slow.
But
Don't worry.
I don't really know what he's doing, so you need to be the one to micromanage him for me.
I mean, unless I say so, I assume he's always with me, with his big bag and chair attached to it.
Just like, hello.
Huffing and puffing because he's carrying, like, a lot of equipment.
Just like his little, like, peasant's hat on. He's just like...
He just had a holiday. He should be very happy with himself.
Very,
Lysander, what do you think of this new fellow? I don't know how I feel about his lack of shirt.
Well, I suppose when you've got it, you flaunt it, don't you?
Do you think he'd want one of my t-shirts?
I am not wearing a shirt, Truffle. Should I be wearing a shirt?
I don't have enough fabric to make one for you.
Oh,
Don't worry, Garland.
that
you
is
look
all
wonderful.
right. Oh, thank you.
I can write ragamuffins, swagamuffins on you.
Please do not do that.
I didn't think so.
Yes, please don't. Don't worry, Garland. You're fine. And this hot hunk of nature man. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Akane seems to know him. And,
But Akane, I don't know if you know this. Akane makes. You see, whenever she used to come to town, she'd make quite a lot of friends. But then she wouldn't want to speak to them the next day. And I think that's really weird, because whenever I meet friends, I want to know everything about them. It seems like she gets really friendly with them just like in the evening, and then she doesn't want to speak to them in the morning. It's really weird. Do you reckon they have fights? She can be quite argumentative.
yes, they probably have very physical fights.
One time, I heard her screaming, and I didn't even think she was religious, but she kept on screaming about like.
Okay, Truffle. Well, I think that's enough of that. Me and Akane may have our differences, but I do trust her.
I trust her too.
So, as you guys are heading through this... Sorry to interrupt your conversation. As you're heading through this sort of more wild area, you've not yet reached the next area of farm, land, or whatever it is you're looking for. I'd say the person who notices it is Akane, that you hear the birds stop singing, and it's just very quiet at this point.
Ooh. I put my hand up, which is the military signal.
The military signal.
What does that mean?
Universal military signal. It means... And I just told her, it means
I don't know what
stop.
that means.
It means
I
stop.
I also put my arm in the air and look at Truffle like...
I do the same.
Garland, it's like...
I shake my head disappointingly.
And I'm just like looking at it, and I was like, have you seen what I've been dealing with here? It means stop. Can you guys not hear that?
Stop.
You,
No,
when
we're
you put
totally-
your arm in the air, how can we hear you putting your arm in the air?
I'm expecting roll initiative any moment.
It's so much easier if you yell stop.
You are surprised.
I've got a passive perception of 9, so I'm just like, of course I can't hear you putting your arm in the air. What are you talking about?
I'm like, shh.
Oh,
Listen,
what
did
have
you
I
hear
said?
it?
What?
Nothing. There's nothing. Where the birds gone?
Oh, I hear nothing.
Maybe they migrated. I hear they do that.
Yeah, but they didn't. They hadn't migrated 7 fields ago. Truffle.
Well, someone's got to start at some point.
That is an excellent point.
Oh, Garland, not you too. Seriously, Okay, so I mean, Durandar can probably back me up here. Within nature, there is several cycles and stages of which animals sit on top of each other. Generally, as you're
Reproduction.
as you're getting towards an apex predator, wildlife disappears. I think we're near, so
I
I'm gonna.
can confirm this fact, Truffle. You are small, but humorous, I must admit. Ha.
I'm like, don't stress yourself out, big guy. As I tap Durandar on the shoulder.
How tall is Durandar? Sorry.
About 5'8".
Ooh. Okay.
Not tall, but not short. About medium.
So, okay. So look, let's get ready. We're getting closer. Let's tighten up our formation and let's keep the chat to a minimum.
What is our formation?
It's this.
Where shall I be standing?
In the middle. With me.
Very well.
You're right to cover the rear, Truffle. We'll put. I'll take lead. Durandar behind me. We'll put Lysander in the middle for fire support. Maybe Garland next to him after that, so he can kind of
Garland,
protect
ignore everything I just said. You're coming at the back.
Lysander. Then you take the rear, Truffle.
What about that spell I just learnt from that half-orc fellow? I can see magic. Shall I do that?
So DM, I am feeling right now that there isn't magic involved with these animals. Would that be an assumption that I can make quite confidently?
I mean, you could make an assumption. What are you doing about it?
I'm making an assumption that I don't think he'd pick anything up. I said, Lysander, you can try and look for magic if you want, but I'm not sure that we're going to find anything. It didn't really strike me that these animals were magic.
Well, it'll take me 10 minutes, more or less.
We could stop here for a quick ration and some water.
Okay, well, just give me 10 minutes. I'll just go and sit. I'll get Jenkins to put my chair out, and I'll just sit with my notebook.
Okay.
And everybody, don't forget that if you want to look at something, investigate something, do a check on something, you think you want to find something out, you can do it. Just say you want to do it, and I will tell you if it's okay or what to do.
Are there absolutely no animals of any kind in view?
No, and I think Durandar, of all people, would think that's a bit weird.
And how long ago did we stop seeing birds? How long have we been walking since that point?
About a minute.
About a minute.
Yes.
Okay,
We're like in real time right now.
There's birds.
Yeah, it was literally like you were walking through, and then suddenly it sort of got quieter and quieter, and then it was just like the wind and the river.
How tall is the bush?
It's just various like trees, like normal sort of orchard-sized trees, I guess. I don't really know, 3-4 meters high.
Okay, but they're apart like an orchard, right? We're walking on grass.
Yeah, it's just sort of like loose wooded areas around like either side of this big wide dirt path. And there's sort of like, there's shrubs and bushes and tall grass as well.
So I think at this stage I'm going to try and look. I'm going to try and investigate the bushes, like with my eyes. I think I'm getting a bit suspicious now.
Okay.
With my tongue.
Roll an investigation, please.
With your eyes.
11.
Okay. So you see Akane like go, and she's like stepping out and looking through and like pulling apart the bushes and trying to look for stuff. And yeah, you see no sign of any animals, but you do maybe just see a little bit further up. You keep pressing on. You see a tiny fleck, some flecks of blood in some of the grass.
Okay, I taste it. Is it human or animal?
Right, be realistic with me. Would Akane know the difference between human and animal blood taste?
Definitely.
She's had human blood in her mouth a number of times, I guess, in battle.
Can you tell the difference between Pepsi and Coca-Cola?
No,
Yeah.
I think so. I wouldn't taste it. I would.
Yeah, I can.
the same thing.
I know. Being realistic with you, I'd take it off and I'd rub it between my hands. I would look to see if it is A, how fresh it is, and B, is it consistent with what I would think human blood is?
It's not dried completely, so it's, you know, in this weather it can't be more than several hours old.
Okay. And now that I know the blood's there, I'm actively looking for more of it.
Mhm.
Is it in gloops or is it kind of just specks?
So, I mean, now that you've seen some of it and you start looking around for it, you know there is something here, perhaps. And you follow it and you walk up the path and you see a little bit more in the grass. And then eventually you see that there's some droplets on the path, spatters on the path. And you're sort of following this trail up the path, and it still is very quiet. What's the rest of the party doing whilst you're following this blood trail?
I'm
Putting on
ritual.
my gloves and my dusting kit.
I'm ritual casting still until you tell me it's been 10 minutes. Just flicking through my notebook.
I am looking around, looking slightly concerned about the situation, mumbling to myself about lifeless earth, and I'm confused about the whole situation. And I'm wondering what Akane is doing, wandering off up the path by himself. So I hurry to catch up with her.
And I'm just staring at Lysander, doing his thing, because I've never seen a bard do this. It's very exciting.
What, you never said a bard ritual cast?
No, this is very exciting. Not without a flute.
Yeah, so I think as I start to find more blood, I will run back and I'll be like, Lysander, how much longer you got? Because we really need to get in defensive formation.
I've got exactly roughly DM. A couple of minutes left.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just another few minutes. Just I need to. I'm jotting down notes and thinking, and so another couple of minutes.
Okay, so I think I ask the party to form a circle round Lysander, and I kind of take the big kind of embroidered silk cloth off of my umbrella. I don't open it yet. I just hold it kind of like a bit of a big ram. Just looking out, I guess, around us while he finishes this ritual.
Durindar, what kind of weaponry do you have on your person? You're muted. by the
Eat
way.
it again, my brother.
Fuck's sake. So I have 4 javelins poking out of like a
In your pockets.
like a sack on my back, and on the other side, I have a large brown wrap, which doesn't really look like much, to be honest, and it has a handle sticking out a bit. But that's all anyone can really see. The handle is not fancy. It's got some leather wrapped around the hilt, just brown leather, nothing interesting about it really.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, Lysander, you finished casting. It was detect magic, right?
Yes.
Okay.
30 feet. 30 foot around me. So 30 foot around me.
So Lysander is actively watching for something magical, and currently
Yeah.
you see nothing
Off my
magical,
flute.
apart from the
Yeah.
usual things that you're. Okay.
Garland.
And you see that Durindar has a magical bracelet on his arm.
Like, I'm like, I just say, I'm like, I close my book and I'm like, right, let's press on. I don't know how long this is going to last. It won't be long. Let's continue.
So I dictate the marching order. I'm on edge now, and I will lead, and we'll head down the path. On the way, I will tell the group that I found blood and it's getting thicker.
Okay.
I look at the blood.
Yeah, I mean,
Is it magic, bloke?
No, it's not. It's not magical. As you head down, like Akane points out the blood. She's like, it's here and here, and I followed it up here. And you like all kind of like, okay, yeah. You can all see it. It's not like not hidden in any way. And it comes out onto the path, and there's like big spats and globs on the path. And you travel for no more than a minute or two further, and Akane, once again, you'd be the first one to hear, because you're the main perceptive person. You would hear a sort of
Stop.
growling or rumbling of some kind of animal.
Yep. And I just turn around.
Oh.
I'm just like, stop. I hear a growling down there. Exactly, Lysander. Stop. Let's get ready for battle. Everybody ready? You know your positions. Truffle. With Garland at the back.
My position.
Garland's like, okay. He just sort of
I
shuffles
don't
to the
remember my
back.
position. I don't remember my position.
Is there any way for me to hide?
Yeah,
Yes,
there's
to hide.
trees and foliage everywhere. You could hide easily.
I would like to just be like, I'm going to assume a more stealthy position.
Stealth,
And I
please.
will. Yes, sir. Come on, Lysander, you can do this. Can I give myself guidance on this?
Yes, you've got plenty of time. It's not a high
Whoa.
pressure.
That
I
is
will also cast guidance on you.
That is it doesn't stack, but thank you. It is a 9 plus 4. It is a 13. My
Quality.
God.
I'd like to dive into the tall grass as well, if there is tall grass. I like the idea of tall grass.
So I will hide behind a.
Truffle just disappears into the grass. You guys can't even see him. He just goes. Poof.
Yeah. And I'm like, and I turn around. I'm like, Truffle, Lysander.
Yeah, he's gone.
Um,
You can see Lysander's like head poking out. Like the Truffle's just gone.
Imagine this white wispy hair just coming out from behind the tree.
Yeah,
Walking pot plant.
Yeah, so he's like behind a tree and it's just like.
just like a face, like.
Like a rubbish Where's Wally?
13's not bad, in fairness. That's
Yeah.
okay. But Akane's pass perception is 15, so.
14. I've got gammy eye.
Oh, right, yeah, that's right. Okay, so, yeah, so you have some people hiding, and Akane, Durindar, and Garland, I believe, are still out in the open, right?
Correct.
So you guys keep pressing forwards?
Yeah, we're moving forward at a pace where I think kind of Truffle and Lysander can keep up and remain stealthy. And I remember just I imagine that all I see is just like this gentle grass, like just moving, and I think it's you, but I'm not sure. And I imagine like the cartoons. Yeah, exactly. But you know the cartoons where like the character runs from one tree to the next. It's like
Yeah.
Clever girl.
Okay, so yeah, you see them like shuffling through the trees, and you guys head forwards, and it is really not very far at all until you can start to just see through the trees the source of this growling, and it appears to be a large, hulking, hairy form, and it's sort of like thrashing back and forth, and it sort of rears itself up for a second. You can see there is a bear, and it's got the body of a wolf in its mouth, and it's sort of just like rips a chunk out of it and throws the body down, and sort of like gulping this chunk of meat down, and it picks the body back up and starts sort of toying with it. And it's got like blood all down its face.
Does it look like a normal bear? Or a...
At this point, it looks like a large, very angry bear to you.
I just assumed
And
bears
I
were
am
angry.
gonna move you onto the map.
Definitely not a
Ooh.
battle map though, is it? It's just a standard map.
It's a regular old map.
It
Oh,
has
that bear looks tough.
It has not immediately seen you,
So
so what do you do?
I think I'm going to try and communicate with Truffle. But actually, I can't see him, right?
I'm treed up. I can see you. You can't see me.
So I'm basically like waving in the air, and then I'm like using like miming crossbow, and then like I will then attack.
Okay. I actually think I'd get that from that, and I would like to. How far can I go? We're not in battle order, are we? I'm gonna
No,
move.
yeah,
30
it's not.
foot.
It's like occupied with whatever it's eating. Or this wolf is.
So I'd
eating.
like to kind of get to about here-ish.
Okay.
Along the tree line, and I'm gonna. I wait a little bit because I can see. I assume I can see the guys, and I just hold fire till everyone else gets in positions. And I assume that's what I do. I will wait until I see other people move before I take a shot.
Okay.
So I turn to Durandar. I'm like, bears. And I'm kind of with Garland as well. And I'm like, look, we've just got to hope the other guys stay hidden and attack after we've engaged. What do we need to know about this? What are we looking out for with bears? Any particular tactics?
I am one with the bear.
You in what way? You're not going to hurt it?
I'd rather not. The bear is my spirit animal. I took an oath. I can take the form in some kind of way of the bear. I would rather go to the bear.
Go to him.
I will go to the bear. And I just start walking away towards the bear.
Okay. Okay.
Have I
Whoa.
seen it?
Okay.
It's 'cause I s-
Well. Okay.
Okay.
Don't. You can't walk that close.
Possibly blind impression that I might be able.
You can walk. You can walk up to here before it will notice you. So you're walking, and you can get up to about there-ish. Yeah.
Up to
So-
about here-ish.
Yeah.
So I think as I see you walk off, I know what's going to happen. I activate my denial stance. So as I kind of pop open my umbrella, I just kind of explode in this white steam that starts to come off me. My eyes lighten up a little bit. There's like light coming out my kind of mouth and kind of nose and stuff, and this vapor is just starting to kind of come off of me. My eyes are much brighter, like kind of almost white. And I basically walk a little bit ahead, just a little bit ahead of Durandar, expecting the worst.
Okay, so Lysander, what are you doing in this brief period of time while those guys are walking towards? Garland's just going to follow behind you.
I mean, just stupidity. I am going to. I'm just going to get my cane ready and just be ready to pop off at this fall. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to. I am going to. No, I'm not going to do anything. Sorry. Carry on.
Okay.
That was a calm down.
So, unless anyone else is doing anything, you guys, as you start to, you see Durandar just walk purposely forwards, and Akanes is like trying to stay in front of him. The bear notices you, turns its head around, pauses with this wolf corpse half eaten, just drooping out of its mouth, blood dripping down, and it sort of flings the corpse over to the side. And you can see actually there's a couple of other wolf corpses here, like just sort of like half eaten, just lying around, pools of blood, and it sort of like rears up and slams its legs down and roars, and as it sees you, and roll initiative please, for it is time.
Could I have got a shot off before initiative was rolled, curiosity wise?
You could have, but you didn't.
Okay.
That's like
That's
you can take a surprise shot if you are definitely trying to start the combat, but you were just like there, sort of.
Yeah. I will take that.
Yeah.
I will take it hard.
So that is
2. So it looks like you actually will get the first shot on
I
Truffle.
will take that shot. Boop, 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 doop.
so much descending. So it looks like top of the initiative is gonna be Truffle.
What about Garland?
Oh, Garland. Sorry.
Oh, Garland.
Let's roll him.
Garland gets a natural 20 and explodes a bear.
With his giant fist.
Garland got a 4.
Oh yeah, he punched the hell out of that wolf, wasn't it? Okay, so with my hand crossbow, still from the trees, I'll take a shot. That is a 13.
Yeah, you get advantage because he hasn't seen you, so it's a surprise attack.
Ah, fresh. I will take another thing.
Can we see Truffle?
No, that's 11. So it did-
You
did
oh
13
shit!
hit.
Sorry,
Whoa!
that was an accident.
It's a giant bear.
Does a 13 hit, Monsieur?
13 does hit. Yes.
It does
well
hit.
done.
Excellent. That's 5 points of piercing damage to the bear, and then I would like to bonus action hide.
So your bolt just thumps into the side of it and it doesn't even flinch. It's just like roaring at the others.
Do you need a stealth check on the hide?
Yes, please.
That is an 18.
Okay. Durindar. What do you do? Oh.
I assume we know that Truffle has just shot the bear with an arrow.
Oh yeah, he sort of popped out, bing, and then he disappeared
Bing.
back in behind the
Pinged
trees.
him, and then disappeared behind a tree.
That's awesome. That's
Yes.
awesome. I can imagine that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like whack-a-mole.
So I shout rather loudly, "No!" and then draw my sword, which is rather long and large, dull, jagged, not particularly sharp. One might look at it and be surprised it did 3 slashing damage, and assume it might be bludgeoning instead, but nevertheless, it does 3 slashing damage. I start to approach the bear by moving. How many feet per square?
5 feet.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I moved to here.
Okay.
And I shout at the bear, "Stop!"
Just roars like spittle flying out, like blood and spittle flying out of his mouth, just like roaring,
Okay. And as a
mad and
bonus
look in its
action-
eyes.
And as a bonus action, I start to get rather angry about the fact that Truffle has just shot this bear with an arrow.
Okay.
Not the fact that the bear is roaring, but more the fact that we've hurt this creature, and it's just start to tick, and my eyes, which are brown normally, but they start to sort of turn black, and
Realised I
widen.
wasn't on that map. There we go.
The eyes kind of double in size. Black fills all of them as if there was just a pupil with no iris. And my hair on my arm starts to lengthen a little bit, almost to a kind of a bear-like texture.
Oh, is this raging?
And enter rage.
Okay, cool. Nice, I like it. So yeah, you can see Durindar like is visibly changing and sort of looks furious at the situation. Looking hairier by the second. So luscious. Okay. Lysander.
Maybe it's bear totem. I will pop my head out and bonus action hex the bear. So I'll just look at it and just be like, whisper some deep speech into my cane, etc., etc.
Obviously, yeah.
Ovs, and then pop background, and then just hold my cane with both hands and just like, deep breath. Come on, Lysander, you can do this. And I'll just pop round and give it a black bolt. Does it see me? Do I get advantage?
It did, yes.
Damn.
Obviously.
Okay. So I will, I'll pop out and give it a black bolt. Come on, baby.
There's your hex.
18.
Oh.
That hits.
Yes, there we go. And the hex have got it calculated on additionally, so that's 5 necrotic from the hex and 3 force.
It's the best
So,
you've
like-
ever done.
Right.
So you
What is-
see Lysander's black bolt of energy fly out and hit the bear, but what looks different when the hex happens? Is that something different?
So
Visually?
Visually, there's nothing on the black bolt, but there's like almost like little hands grasping at the bear.
Oh yes, that's right.
From the floor, just like little spectral hands. Oh, and I'll also give it disadvantage on strength checks.
I mean, that makes sense. It's a big, strong bear.
Yeah, big strong bear. And then I pop back round, and I'm just like, yes. And that's the end of my turn.
Okay, cool. So we're on to Akane.
Not a big one for Akane. I think I've seen Durandar run off. I'm looking at the distance I've got to cover. That's quite far. So yeah, I'm gonna intercept. I'm gonna dash. Use my action to dash. I'm gonna jump out my clogs, so I'm on my bare feet, and I'm gonna Naruto run. Kind of bomb it these 45 feet to get in front of that bear, and almost kind of arrive with my arms out, like kind of as in like attack me. Because I'm worried now, kind of. I don't know. I'm trying to see where. Yeah, whoa! And I grab my shield and I prepare to tango, baby. End of the go.
Cool. Garland. He's not like, he doesn't really know what he's doing, so he's just gonna kind of follow. He's just gonna follow 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up behind you guys, looking for a cue, I guess. And then it's the bear who will just run up to the nearest person in its maddened state. And Akane, you can see, as now you're up very close to it, this bear, very much like the wolves that you saw in town, and also the wolves on the floor, it's got like white eyes, and all of its face looks like it's greyed and white, and like tinged around like the edge of its fur, like more so than the wolves you saw before. And it's just sort of like constantly, like its mouth is open, it's roaring, and just like it's not really focusing on you. It's like just sort of maddened and just swipes wildly. So it makes a couple of attacks at Akane, which will be.
I think as it's yelling at me, I'm just yelling back at it. I'm like, ah! And my dreads are like kind of just shaking, and I'm also like spittles flying out my mouth.
So it
Space.
goes for you with a bite, and it can't get purchased, and you like jab your shield in its mouth and direct it away. But as it's doing that, it comes over with a massive paw and slams into you, and you take 11 slashing damage.
Okay, so that's the that's my temporary hit points from denial off, and then 11. Okay.
Yeah, you feel a huge paw smack into you and rake across you.
I imagine as well with the denial stance as well, with this kind of vapor coming off me as he kind of hits it. It's a bit like kind of when something lands in a fog and it disperses. It's a bit like kind of my whole arm just covered by this fog just goes. I think he makes it through.
Cool.
Kind of it kind of makes it through and just kind of like get as I get the shield back in front.
Yeah, so you're like actively trying to fend off this thing, and everyone, you can obviously see this happening. And Truffle, you're up next. You're hidden in the bushes.
So I'd like to bounce from tree to tree and sort of land up around there. From that position, can I also ascertain that the bear's got these white eyes and doesn't look like a normal
Yeah, you could probably, from where you are, you can see it relatively clear. You're like 15, 20 feet away.
With that, as I pull out my crossbow bolt, I take my teeth and I snap the head off it. With the attempt to shoot and do more blunt damage to it. It's a bit of flair more than actual anything else. And I take another shot at the head of the bear with the hope to knock him unconscious as opposed to killing him, especially given that Druindar roared like mad when I shot the bear, and I feel a little guilty.
So once again, you'll be with an advantage because you were hidden.
Excellent. That is a 25.
Yep, that'll hit.
Thanks. And that is 9 piercing.
Okay.
And I'm guessing that despite the fact that The bolt has lost its sharp point. Still probably plunges into the body of the bear.
Yeah, maybe just like smacks him in the side of the head and sort of dazes him for a second or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I would like to bonus action hide.
Okay.
That's a 20. Unnatural.
Oh, shit. Okay. Truffle disappears once again into the forest, the wooded area. Durindar.
So so I noticed that the bear is clearly under some kind of influence or has some kind of issue with his eyes the way they currently are. I lunge down onto all fours, growling, hands like gnarled, holding my sword in one, and start to run on all fours towards the bear. 5, 10, 15. And I make an attack by pouncing off my back feet and going for the bear with my greatsword.
Okay.
And I need to roll a d20 for that.
So you just should be able to just click on
Just
your...
click greatsword. Amazing.
There you go.
So that is 24 plus 2 from rage, so 26.
No, the rage is the damage to your attack. This is to hit. But 24 definitely
my
hits. Definitely hits.
Okay, excellent.
So to do the damage, just click the word greatsword and it'll roll it for you.
That's what I did this time.
But on the where your rolls have come in.
What you just rolled, yeah.
Oh, on what I just rolled. Okay, cool.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay,
Shakira.
cool. So 11, and then I add 2 for the rage. So 13 slashing damage.
So yeah, you see Durindar loping across the floor, and he comes in with this humongous sword, jagged sort of half blunt sword, and smacks the bear in the side, and clearly sends it reeling in agony, but is still very much standing, roaring in your faces. Blood's like dripping down it all over, and it's sort of like struggling to hold itself up, but its wounds don't seem to be phasing it. Lysander, what do you do?
I am going to. My direct line of sight is kind of blocked by trees and Akane and Durindar, so I'm just going to go. Oh, come here, you. Oh. Sorry, my roll 20 is kind of bugging out. I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20 onto the road, just to get a better line of sight, and then I'm going to. So it's like a run and gun. I'm running and I'm like, ha! Expelliarmus! With another black bolt. Come on, daddy. 24 to hit. I'll just roll.
Yes.
That's 4 necrotic from the hex and 8 force damage from the black bolt.
So yeah, you see Lysander Expelliarmus out of the woods, and his bolt strikes into the side of the bear. And as it does, the bear's like almost like it's going to attack at you guys in front of it, and these clawing hands come out of the ground and sort of start like clawing down, and they just sort of pull it down to the ground, and it just sort of reaches out, but it pulls the last energy out of it, and it just crumples down, and you have killed the bear.
And I just carry on running. Like, ah!
I think I turn around at this point like, yes, Lysander!
What? Yes, of course. That's me, Lysander.
That's me, Lysander.
And I think I yell into the bush where I thought Truffle was, like 5 squares down, like, Truffle!
Stay quiet. In the trees.
I'm just like, meh. I go over to inspect the bear.
Yeah.
I'm looking. What does it look like?
So, obviously covered in wounds, but you can see, you know, as I said before, it's got a lot of this white fur. It's weird. It's not like it's old and greyed. It's like just white, like the colour's been sucked out of it, and its eyes are just like not even looking in the same direction, and it's just like spit, and like his mouth is like blocked open in this sort of rictus roar, And yeah, you can see the wolves around it. It's clearly obviously been eating them. You could probably assume that maybe the claw marks on the other wolves caused by this bear, perhaps. But yeah, it's obviously, like, for you guys, you may not experts, it's not normal. Durindar, you definitely, like, this is not something that you have seen before. This sort of white effect on these creatures.
Yeah, and at this point, I start to start to come back, and my eyes turn back brown, and I start to calm and stop twitching, and my hands go back to the way they were before, and I just go over to the bear to kind of look at the bear, and I kneel down next to him and just put my hand on his head and just generally look a little bit forlorn about the whole situation. And I tell Akane, who's also with me, and just say, this is a new one on me.
What do you mean by that? And I'm still glowing at this point. His vapor's still kind of coming off my skin, and my eyes are like glowing white.
Like, get that smoke away from me.
Yeah, it smells quite weird, the smoke, actually. It's a bit like kind of ozone-y taste, like staticky.
I will just come in and peer over at what Durindar's doing. Like...
I just I look at Akane and I just say, I've just never seen fur like this. This is not an old bear. This is a young creature.
Yeah, I agree, and I'm kind of opening his jaw and I'm inspecting, and I'm like, this doesn't feel normal. What do you think?
Detect magic. See anything?
No, you don't detect anything magical. It's strange.
I think at this point as well, kind of the vapor just kind of fully runs off of me, and I think kind of I drop my shield. It's like ka-tong, and stand up. My kind of umbrella's just lying on its side, still open. I'm like, oh, so where is Truffle?
Truffle,
yes, the little one. Where is he?
And at this point, I slowly walk out, and I'm sorry I shot your bear. You seem really angry, and I tried to not to hurt it the second time, but I think my crossbow bolts are more dangerous without a spiky bit than with. You seem really angry, and I didn't know whether I should come out, but
that's okay, little man. The bear clearly had issues.
What is this strange
Problem.
creature? Why
Problem
is he...
of his own.
What is going on here? I do not
Darling, we
understand.
shot a bear. We killed a creature. It was crazy, I think. Right?
Is this what
Yeah.
we came here for? This is very strange.
I'm not sure
This
it's the
is
only thing. Yeah, I agree.
Should we press on? Maybe see if we can track where the bear came from. Maybe it went. Maybe it's got a nest. Maybe that's. Or maybe it could just put us in a direction.
Anybody good at tracking or survival?
Anybody good at tracking or survival?
Dorinda, have you heard of these bear nests?
Not I, said the fly.
Remember those skills you got, guys?
Yeah, so I think I've lived out in the wild for a bit, kind of used to foraging food and stuff like that. So I'll look for bear tracks, any kind of sign of unnatural habitat or something to do with the ecosystem.
I will guidance. Mechanic, I had to jump in. I will guidance, so you get an extra. D4. But I will just before you say that, I just put my hand on your shoulder and I'm just like, yes, I think you've got this. I think you've got this, Akane.
Okay,
Yeah, next
15. Okay, so yeah, kind of like you go and you snoop around where all the immediate area you're looking through, back into the trees where some of these dead wolves are, and you can see that clearly there's some disturbed like leaves and branches where the wolf has come from further sort of north in that direction, like it's headed like south into this area.
Yeah, and I think it's probably obvious to the group, right? You know, I'm sniffing the ground. I'm kind of on my all fours. I'm standing up. I'm just kind of following this thing. I'm checking leaves. You know, kind of I'm discounting stuff that isn't relevant. And I think kind of you can just follow me on all fours as I'm kind of like up near this kind of, what is it, like this foliage that looks broken through.
Yeah, I mean, you like this huge like maddened bear is obviously not careful anyway. It's like big broken branches and like bushes that have been ripped out of the ground and stuff. You probably could have, even with a lesser all, quite easily seen that. It's just like stomped its way through these woods, basically, sort of like
Truffle's
wooded
looking
area.
up at the trees to see if he can spot the bear nest.
No
I'm
bear
like-
nests.
So what you found, Truff?
I don't see anything. I'm
What
not
about
very good at this.
What about that giant hole over there?
In the bear, I made that.
Shh, don't tell Druindar. So look, and I'll relay back. It's clear what the, you know, kind of I was looking for something else, but it's clear this bear has come from that direction. Oh yeah, I suggest we keep going if everyone's okay to.
Let's press on.
Okay, so before you press on, you make your next move. It's 9:30, so we're going to take a break now for
Cheeky break.
5-ish minutes. We'll rendezvous here, and we will continue your investigation.
Grip it, baby.
Smash that like, etc.
Smash that. Subscribe.
Anyone who's here, I hope you're enjoying, and I hope you will join us back after the break shortly.
Come
I'll be
back.
back in roughly 5 minutes. See you soon. Okay, and we're back, and had our nice little break. Everyone's refreshed, ready for some more gaming. So, where were we? You guys just encountered this maddened bear with white-tinged fur in between the farmlands out to the east of Viazzo, and you are now pressing on. You've seen the tracks from where this bear came, and Akanes is leading you through. Shall we... Have you guys anything specific you want to do, or shall I just sort of press on for you?
I think we should just press on. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Get on.
So, yeah, you head through, and this wooded area is not like a thick woods, it's just like trees and shrubbery either side of the path, so you sort of make your way through. And the path, it's sort of... the tracks of this bear crosses the path and heads into the woods on the other side, and it heads back and forth, and eventually it leads you just off into the woods, but you can see the path is heading up towards, in this area, is heading up towards some more farmland. And this one, it's quite similar to the one before in style, but this one's clearly more of a livestock farm. It's just like big paddocks and pens, but they are empty. No creatures in them whatsoever. And you keep... Do you want to... Presumably you want to head up there?
Yeah, take a quick look in the pens as well, just to make sure there's no obvious signs of blood or struggle or...
Yeah, okay, so yeah, you head in and you check out the pens and the paddocks themselves, and it doesn't look like they've been attacked. The gate has just been left open, and it looks like they've wandered off. I mean, you can see like some relatively new feeds, like no more than a day or two old, and like a bunch of like sheep or goat poop just lying around in the field. It all seems like it's been fairly recently used, but they just wandered off. You can't see any animals around. You still can't hear birds. You can see some farmhouses up ahead, little ways. But one thing you do feel in this area is it's sort of very slight, but you can all feel it, and it's just this almost like a feeling in the air of just sort of heaviness. You all feel a little bit drained, sort of. Like it's, early in the morning and you haven't quite woken up properly. That sort of a little bit groggy feeling.
I turn to Lysander and just I look at him, and he's been doing this mumbling to himself, which I don't really understand. So I just ask him, Lysander, yes.
Yes.
What is this thing? I understand you have the ability to sense magic. It feels something is in the air, and I don't quite understand it. It's not a feeling I've felt before. Do you understand? Do you feel anything?
I guess my detect magic is still up. It's been
Yeah, probably for, it's only been
a couple minutes more.
a few minutes, yeah.
Do I see anything? I just have a look around as Drundar's saying this.
Well, you're looking for magical stuff.
Yeah, anything magical. I'm just seeing if anything pinging in my vision within 30 feet.
Nothing, just completely mundane, normal items.
No, I don't see anything magical. Everything's fairly mundane. That doesn't mean there isn't something magical causing this. But as far as what I can see, nothing. And I look at your bracelet, Drundar, and I'm like, that's a pretty thing.
Well, I think it was given to me by the druids of Salandria. It allows me to commune with animals and send out messages when required, but this is not a skill I'm currently able to use, given the circumstance we're in.
I see. Wonderful. But yes, I see no magic. We should just press on, I think.
Okay, so you guys keep heading up on towards the path, and you head from where the main farmland is, these sort of stone walls. You head up towards the farmhouses, and you're on a different map.
Different map.
Ooh.
So you see there's like a few of these little farmhouses around. You can see there's like some small vegetable gardens around and just some like scattered trees. And it is very quiet except for Akane, more than anyone, as usual, hears it louder and probably first, but you can all hear this very faint whistling. Just a constant.
Does it sound like a humanoid, like kind of sort of a singing vocal whistle?
Is it a
quite-
tune? Yeah.
It's a constant,
Yeah.
and it's very, very quiet at this point.
So I'd look around for the source of the whistling. Can I determine what direction it's coming from?
It seems to be coming from up ahead, like up maybe sort of this area. Ooh.
I turn to the group and I say, "You must hear that."
Yeah, I can hear it.
Mhm.
You guys listening?
Are we listening to nothing again?
No, we're not. No, we're not listening to nothing. Can you hear the whistling?
Yes.
I think if you start actively listening, you will probably quite easily.
Whistling.
You're like, oh yeah, there's definitely something.
I think Lysander
Sorry.
would say yes, even if he didn't hear it.
And-
Yeah.
And Garland has the same perception as Lysander, so he's kind of like, oh yes, whistling.
Whistling. Classic.
Truffle's gonna walk up, I guess, to... Is there a building? Like the building on the right? Is there a door?
Yeah, there's a door.
I'd like to knock on the door. Is it there? That's what I'd like to do.
Yeah.
I love that. I can imagine that as well. We're all just like walking in a line, and then all of a sudden, like one of us just notices, like, "Where's Truffle?" And then you see it's like the baby just as he's about to touch like something, you're like, "No!"
Yes.
And then he runs away.
Rat-a-tat-tat.
Yeah, so Truffle, you head in and you head over to the door and you knock on it. There is no answer.
And I was gonna ask to look through the letterbox. What world do I live
There is no letterbox in these medieval peasant farmers' doors. No,
in?
Where
Okay.
do they receive their mail?
that's a very good question.
It doesn't get nailed to the door. Dunk by order of the queen. Yeah.
Clearly an oversight from me in the creating this world.
In that case, well, when I hear nothing, and I hear nothing, I'd like to just see if I can see through the window, if there is one.
I'm going to go ahead and say these farms do not have windows.
Okay, I come back to the group. So there's no one whistling in that house. There's no one in that house that I can see, or I can hear, unless it's a dead person. But then I wouldn't really want to see that person anyway. Do you want to look at the left one?
We could always knock
I
the
think we
door
should
down.
investigate the house on the right. Let's knock the door down and see. And
Well, before we go knocking any doors down, I believe there's some we could maybe have a look another way. I have things that I can do. Should we just try and hide behind a building in case this whistling fellow comes down this road?
I commando roll into that.
I go.
I think we-
You're
yeah, I think
turning
we-
out to be a rather impressive individual. I would like to see this skill.
Oh,
We all go
and ooh.
I imagine as well we all go right and get down. But, in the military they all like crouch down when they stop. We all crouch down behind the house on the right, and Truffle commander rolls off to the left.
Pretty accurate.
Garland tries to roll after Truffle, but just bumps into this wall.
Oh, he's adorable.
For Garland. I
Oh.
will. When I get into the corner, I'll be like, okay, I just need a moment, gentlemen and lady, and I will very sneakily. I'll turn my back to everyone and very sneakily get Atticus out.
What?
What? Who? I'll
Spartacus?
get my.
For the viewers, Adam, what is Atticus?
For the viewers, Atticus is my familiar. He's my spider familiar that I keep I kind of keep in a little box
Okay.
about my person. So I just let it kind of let him scurry out, and then my eyes will roll back in my head, and I would like to channel my senses through Atticus.
But to be clear, you're not hiding it, so the others can see.
No,
you dance.
I am hiding it.
Okay.
I've turned my back and I'm trying to guard it. But if anyone notices, it's just a spider coming out of a box.
Sleight of hand.
Nothing weird about that. Just a spider, just a man with a spider. I'm gonna give myself
Lysander
guidance
looking
on
like
this.
he's having an orgasm at the same time.
Yeah. I'm gonna guidance this as well. That is a 14. Oh, that's about with a +7. Fuck.
Kane will notice this. Everyone else will not.
Ooh. Okay, so
I think. Do you know what? Like, I think me and Lysander, we built a bit of a rapport up over the time. I respect his secret, so I'm not going to actively. I noticed that something's happening, but I'm not going to look specifically at the box or the spider or anything like that. So I don't really know what's going on. I kind of like. It's like when you see somebody kind of go into the toilet and you immediately realise what they're doing, and so you turn away.
Happens to me all the time.
Yeah. So, should I drop Atticus's token onto the map? Is that necessary?
You don't need to.
Atticus.
So you go inside this little building, skittering through the cracks under the door
Yeah.
or something, and you can see it's a pretty Spartan, just a small dwelling. There's a room with a single bed and like a little mini table in it. Like in the main room, there's a fireplace currently not lit, and a table with like a couple of cups and like a dirty plate on it that look maybe have been used in the last few days, but no signs of any people or anything. It's pretty empty in there.
I will describe. I can't hear or see, but I can speak. So I'm just describing what I see, and then I would just have Atticus to skitter over to this building. Might take him a minute to get over there.
I think during this period as well, I use the probably the Galanaran military signals to Truffle to be like, look inside the building. What do you see? And so he holds his hand up, and so then I use the Vellum military signals for look inside this building. What do you see?
I cast Mage Hand and wave back.
Nice. Like it.
I finally used the Salandrian military signals for what do you see?
And I look at I literally forgot his name. Come on,
Garland.
I look at Garland and whisper,
Hmm?
do you know what Akane's doing? I don't want to look like a fool, but she seems to be doing some hand waving, and I've got stop, but that's all I know.
I do not know what these hand gestures mean. Is she trying to tell us?
Okay.
And I imagine like me, Durindar, and Lysander's his heads rolled back, and we probably noticed that a little bit now. And there's spiders skittling kind of across the road, and we're all kind of like knelt down. I've got my umbrella, and we just see.
As Atticus gets
Atticus like skitters underneath the door, and then Garland just opens it.
Yeah.
And I follow
I'm
Garland
like-
in. Yeah.
Atticus just sees this, and I'm just like, Lysander's just like, why is Truffle and Garland going in? What's happening?
What do we see?
Truffle, it appears to be a small home of some kind. Once again, you can see, very similar to the other one, it's a bit bigger. There is like a one bed little room. There's a fireplace in here, which looks like probably it's been used in the last day, and like a small like stock room with like a bunch of vegetables and maybe like a few farming tools, like spades and pitchforks and what have you, just sort of strewn about the place. That sort of stuff. But it looks. I mean, these places look like they are lived in. They don't look long abandoned.
Garland, this is. I don't know why Akane told us to go in here. I don't know what we do. Do we wait? You think we should go back? What do you think we should do, Garland?
I will follow your lead, Truffle. You seem to be much wiser than I.
I'm really not. But let's go. let's go back and
Of course.
Okay, remember everything about the room. Oh, you've gone. All right, come back.
I think I bump into Truffle on the way back, and I'm just like, what are you doing?
We went inside, and we did a reconnaissance mission, and we found out it's the farmhouse.
I was like, peek inside, not go fully in.
Oh,
We heard go inside. Maybe you use different military signals to me.
I am sorry, Akane. I did not understand fully your signals.
And I'm just like, and we will talk about how you are the most unstealthiest thing that exists within 5 miles of here. Garland,
No one saw you. I think you were the stealthiest thing I've ever met.
Truffle, stop trying to impress him.
I don't need to impress him. He's the greatest. I am impressed with him already.
I am sorry. I will remain at the back of the group and await instructions. And he just sort of plods back.
Garland, and I follow Garland, and I give a scolding look at Akane. You're mean.
That's a spooder.
Oh, and I do kind of feel bad actually when I do this, but I know it's for the right. And then I guess I approach the group and I'm like, so okay, intelligence-wise, then collectively, what do we know about the situation? Truffle, Lysander.
Find out yourself.
I've still got my eyes
I'm gonna go stand by the spider.
You cannot see my spider.
Looking at the spider. I just noticed a spider.
Some kind of, I don't know, some kind of farmhouses that have been abandoned, but I don't know.
But I think I just kind of put my hand, my hand is always just seems to be perpetually covered in some sort of soot or oil. And I put my hand round Lysander's back of his head. I'm like, Lysander.
I'm sending the spider north.
Okay.
So it's just skittering off, and I just say, I'm proceeding north.
Carry me!
Okay. So yeah, I pick him up. And let's head north.
And I skitter in under the door.
Hey, Garland could probably pick him up actually if you wanted him to.
Fucking Druindar following me, creep.
Yeah, I think I'm carrying Lysander, and I'm like, actually, he's a bit heavier than I thought he was. I'm not particularly strong, and so I see Garland. Does Garland notice kind of subtleties in the expression? Is that what?
Yes, he definitely notices things, but meta he's not wise, so he kind of looks to you guys for instruction. But if you kind of go with Lysander, he'll be like, put his arms out.
Yeah, so I'll be like, ugh! And I kind of put him in Dale's arms.
Yeah, he's very strong. FYI, I rolled his stats up. He's very strong.
Awesome. I mean, he's got the kind of fist of the North Star when it came to that last fight of the Wolves. But so yeah, we head up there. Durindal, where are you?
So I followed the spider.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll stealth for my
Is
spider.
this spider like bright green?
No, it's like this big. It's like a money. I just can't make the token. I can't make the token any smaller.
Okay. So.
Okay, well, I was listening to all the talking going on down here. Here. I don't know how to ping the map.
Hold it.
Down there where we were talking before, and I decided. Thankfully, I didn't stand on the spider on the way, but I decided to just walk up because we need to understand what's going on here.
Okay.
Just imagine this humble, sexy hippie just walking up, just like we're all being tactical and like, what's happened? Like, when Lysander's passed out in kind of this giant Leor's arms, Truffle's like combat rolling all over the place.
Truffle's kicking a cabbage now. He's furious.
Yeah.
What does my spider see?
Okay, so before Durindal gets there and the rest of you get there, Atticus goes inside. So I'm just going to reveal this now. So you go through the fence and you go through this main sort of area. He first skitters into the building to the south, and you see that is just literally a storeroom for various kinds of equipment, and there's like boxes of cabbages and nuts and apricots and things like that, all the stuff that they might farm nearby. And then he skitters over to the main building, and you can hear, I guess, can a spider hear stuff?
Yeah, so it's got let me yeah, it can hear.
Someone
I can hear,
science me.
Oh my god, that's a good idea. Can spiders hear?
It has senses, dark vision out to 30 foot, passive perception of 12. There's nothing about it
They
not
can hear.
able to
They
hear.
can hear they can hear talking from meters away, even though they don't
Okay.
have ears.
So the spider goes skitters under the door, and you see this is like very similar to the one to the southwest, but larger. There's a large dining table with some plates of food out that are like half eaten, and some like mugs of drink. There's a fireplace in the corner which is lit, but almost completely burned down, and you can see through Atticus's eyes that there is a kettle over it which is very slightly just about boiling and whistling. And in the chair at the head of the table there is a body of a farmer with his head slumped down, not moving.
Oh.
He just is wearing
I
simple
will-
peasant clothes, got like a shaggy beard and stuff. Just a regular dude.
Lysander will just say, unable to hear what's going on around Lysander. There's a body in a farmhouse. I think he's dead. I'll check the bedrooms.
What do you mean? You're here.
I can't hear you.
Atticus goes into the first room and he finds just a bed, small stool, a little box. He goes into the other one and he finds laying in the bed is a woman who is not
I'll crawl on
moving.
top of her.
Not moving, and you watch for a minute and she is clearly also not breathing.
Okay.
I think at this point I just kind of tell Truffle that he's using a spell to look inside the complex.
What kind of bard is this guy? He knows everything. I don't really know anything.
I will dismiss. Atticus, not permanently. I'll push him into a pocket dimension, and then regain my senses as Lysander,
Oh.
and I'm being held by. Oh, Garland. Oh, thank you.
Sort of gently plops you down.
Prestidigitation. I've got robot dust on me. There's a dead woman in a bed, and there's a dead farmer at the table. The kettle is about to boil. I don't know how old these bodies are. We should go in and investigate. I didn't see any enemies.
That's strange. Hang on. And so I guess I jog up to the door. Is there any sign of forced entry?
No, not at all. Everything seems absolutely normal. No damage. All the plants around, crops around are just fine, and the door's not broken in.
I knock on the door.
I think the whistling is the kettle.
Okay, so yeah, you guys, you can probably safely assume. And Durindar goes and knocks on the door. There is no answer. There is no answer, and you still hear the very faint whistling.
Why are you knocking? I told you they were dead.
Yeah, but you were down. You were a little bit away from me.
Yeah,
Might
to
not
be
have
fair,
heard
he
you.
was up there.
So I try and open the door.
Hang on. I
We've
guess
gone inside. Sorry.
He just opened the door.
We're not inside. We're not inside.
Yeah, we went inside.
Durindar has gone up to the door. He's knocked on it. He's just gone. Okay, I'm opening it. So you see what Lysander said. There is a kettle boiling, but it looks like it's been sitting there for a while, and it's just sort of. That's why the whistling is quite faint, because this kettle's sort of almost boiled itself out of liquid, sort of thing. And the fire's burning down, and there is a farmer, in his overalls and like a big shaggy beard, and he's got grubby, calloused hands, but his eyes are closed, and he's just sort of like in his chair, just slumped down. There's meal in front of him, half eaten.
I'd like to tap him on the shoulder.
You should go over and tap him, sort of
I'd
like
like to give him...
nothing happens.
Has anybody got anything? Anyone good at any medicine? See how he died?
Yeah, so I guess I kind of I check his vitals.
Yes, definitely 100%
Dead.
deaded. No pulse, no nothing. And
No
you
s-
can see his beard and hair are all white.
All white.
Like
Yep.
the bear. I think it's safe to assume there's something sucking the life force out of these people and these animals.
But not magically.
The magic's no longer here. That doesn't mean there wasn't magic passing through.
Perhaps you make an excellent point.
Alexander, do you know of
I
any
do.
spell? Do you know of any spell that could do this?
Let me have a think. Let me check, and I get my notebook out, and I'm just like, I've got no fucking idea.
I think even with a check, you wouldn't.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah. Sure. And I haven't got any notes about it. Doesn't mean that one doesn't exist. I haven't got everything in here, and I'll put it back in. Necromancy of some sort, I think, is safe to assume. I don't know whether these people are drained and they're died. The animals have gone mad. It doesn't look like there's no signs of struggle, is there, around here?
No signs of struggle whatsoever. Just seems almost like he was just eating his lunch
Yeah,
and he just fell asleep and never woke up.
it's carbon monoxide poisoning, I'd guess.
There's no ventilation in this house. That's
Yeah.
why.
There's no windows.
No windows.
Come on.
God, he
So
designed just.
it-
He just
It doesn't look like these people went mad like the animals did. They just dropped dead. So I don't know whether it affects humans and animals differently, or
Can I look at the
whether-
woman?
Yeah, of course. So I mean, she is just wearing a very simple peasant shift, and sort of like maybe late middle-aged sort of woman, sort of. But she's got sort of medium-length hair, and it has also gone completely white. And it looks like she was just like asleep, but
I don't.
she's also like just not breathing, so she's clearly dead.
I don't think we can ask these guys questions. So should we?
Truffle, what did you think we were doing here?
We were going to ask questions.
No, darling. Like we're not asking questions. We're trying to figure out whether or not that the thing that sucked their life force was actively struggling against them, and we're looking for clues as to where to go next.
Right, and the
can
best.
I?
I always ask people questions.
I mean, darling, you can ask him a couple of questions if you want. I don't think we'll get much from him.
That's what I mean. We need to see someone who's got white hair and is alive.
I mean,
can I?
Me or
walk outside?
Lysander?
Yeah. Can I walk outside and check the well?
Investigation.
The best thing. I'm going to guidance myself because I've got a fucking 9 + 1. I've got 10.
It looks like a fairly clean well. Looks like it's been in recent use. The bucket probably still damp from the last time it was lowered down for water. Nothing. You look down, you can't see anything in the bottom. It's fairly clear day, so you can see down to the water. So,
Okay. I will go back into the house and just say there's something not right here. I'm going to recast. I'm going to re-ritual cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
And I'll sit in a chair.
hand wave. Assume you guys let him do this, and 10 minutes pass.
Yeah, and I think during that 10 minutes, I'm speaking to kind of Durandar about this, and I'm like, well, let's really think about this. Both of these people seem to be doing activities that they just stopped doing immediately, and I kind of touched the food and kind of just determined if it's still hot. I guess it's cold.
I mean, it's cold, but you can tell that it was maybe no more than a few hours old.
Yeah. Kind of something's been here recently. And actually, if I look at the grass outside and the vegetables nearby, they seem untouched. DM.
Yeah, it's weird. You can see that if you go out and you examine and you look at the trees and maybe the crops around, you can see they look like they're slightly wilting. Like maybe like it's autumn's coming or something.
Fucking knew it.
And it's not. It seems to be not as affected to them as whatever it is not affecting the plants as much as the people. But they're clearly not in full bloom. And Druindal would probably notice that more than anyone.
So in which case, I say, I completely agree. There's clearly a change in nature.
Is there? I didn't notice.
The flowers are not blooming. It's the wrong season.
And like maybe the fruits and the nuts on the trees are probably like maybe just a little wrinkly and shriveled or something like that.
Moldy in that.
Yeah.
Nature is not reacting appropriately.
Interesting.
Some spell has fallen this land. We must quell it.
Detect magic.
Okay. You detect nothing magical in the area.
And there's nothing. I'm looking at the kettle. I'm going to go outside. I'm going to look at the water.
You look at everything in the area, and there is nothing magical here.
I scratch my head. I'm like, there's something doesn't make sense.
Apart from Garland is glowing, kind of. This,
I mean,
this,
the normal.
This leather thing at kind of Truffle's hip.
But the baseline magical stuff is still there, but everything else is normal, mundane.
I say to myself, nothing ventured, nothing gained, and I reach into the well and just take a little swig of the water.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very clean, fresh water.
Expecting to drop over or my hair to fall out.
I walk outside and find the nearest flower here, perhaps, or a tree, actually.
Yeah.
The nearest fruit tree, perhaps here.
Yeah, probably these trees down here are bearing a few like apricots and stuff.
Okay, so I go and I put my hand on the tree and try and feel a life force, and I cast Druidcraft again to try and sustain this tree and try to heal it.
Okay. Remind me what Druidcraft does? I haven't ever used that spell.
So Druidcraft is bear with.
You can just link it in the chat if you've got it there.
That I'd love to do that if I knew how to.
Just click the name of the spell, should work.
Click the name of the spell.
In your spell list.
Druidcraft. Boom.
Oh.
Tiny Heart sensory effect predicts the weather will be. The effect might manifest a golden orb.
Yeah, I am a weather forecaster. I was hoping to hide till later, pull it out magically. It's gonna be sunny for the next.
You can make a faint odor of a skunk.
Very puff of wind out my ass.
You create a harmless sensory effect that predicts what the weather will be. Okay.
You can make blossom seed
It's
pods.
precipitation for druids. Basically.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah, but you could. Oh yeah, you could make a skunk odor.
So
but
you.
I don't use it for that. I don't create a sensory effect.
Yes.
I don't predict the weather.
So you're trying to restore some.
I'm trying to restore some
this.
life into this.
So you put your hand on the tree and you do what you've done so many times before. You try and sort of give some life force, or bring this tree back somehow. But it's weird. It's like it doesn't. It's like you're trying to heal it, but something has just been taken away.
Does the tree not respond to my touch?
Did not ask permission.
I don't know how to answer that question. But what I'm trying to say is you do it, and it's not like normal, where you would try and do something happens. It's just like there is no... Like, imagine it's like you haven't taken damage from your HP. The max HP has been lowered. So you can't heal it any further. That is how I would describe it.
Right.
So
It's
I come
inert.
back.
Like something has been removed from it.
I come back to stand kind of here so everyone can hear what I'm saying, and I just say, I've been to the trees and seek their advice.
Sort.
Shut up.
I trained with the Armour Guild for a while. They were sticklers for vocab.
They just
Are they?
love grammar.
Are they?
Grammar is
Notorious.
an essential part of armor in my.
Anyway.
Boom! Boom! I say. Boom!
Anyway,
Focus.
And I explained to the group that it feels like the life force has been pulled from these trees. They're not responding as normal. This may not be magical. This might be some kind of drain on the nature within this area.
I tend to agree with Drew and others. I can sense nothing magical. I've tasted the water. It's not poisonous. There's nothing in it. Whatever has happened here, it is either not here anymore, or it is happening and we're unaware of it.
Don't forget, you guys, when you entered this area or when you grew near, you started to feel different.
Oh dear.
Do I notice anything different in my compatriots?
I mean, none of you have spoken about it, but you can all feel you're a little bit like heavy-lidded, a little bit kind of like, yeah, just like on a day where you have only slept like a couple of hours, sort of thing.
Yeah. So we got. So look, these folks have only been dead a couple of hours. Every living force or bit of nature around us is affected by this. I'm feeling more tired than I should be, and it's not from those 4 beers earlier. We can keep pressing forward, but I imagine that the closer we get, the more drained we're going to feel. And ultimately, I'm not sure that what stripped the life of these people, without even them realizing it, wouldn't do the same to us. So the question is, do we keep going?
Who's to say this effect won't spread and envelop the town?
Or the world?
We need to track it down, and I don't think we should rest. I think we should press on.
I agree with Lysander's approach.
And I think I'm just a bit of respect for Lysander. I'm like, okay, let's keep moving.
Where though? I'm not much of a tracker. I don't know where to go next.
So we've come from the south. We came from the west, but we came from the south now. It feels like to the north would be sensible bet.
Yeah, so it's kind of feels like as you've been progressing through this path, heading through, you sort of headed east and then you sort of started heading north. And as you've been going on, first the plants, the birds stopped singing and the bear, and then now you start to feel tired and you found dead people, and it sort of seems to be as you keep going further. So logically you might assume if you keep pressing on, maybe you might find something more.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Come on. Let's go.
So you head back on the path and head northwards.
Yes.
And it is, it's more farmland for a little bit. It sort of opens up into fields a little bit, and then the path sort of veers off, and it seems like you're approaching maybe the last sort of farm house in the area, until it just becomes just outback with not really much going on, and you start to feel this tiredness gets a bit stronger, and you reach these buildings. And I'm going to move you onto yet another map.
So many maps.
So many maps.
And the music ran out as well. Just at that point, did that happen for you guys as well? Like,
I can't hear any of the music. I
Can
don't
you
really know.
put your tokens somewhere on the south of this map, please, for me? I forgot
Yes,
to do that. You're approaching from the south. So this is kind of like maybe the last farm in the area. And you see there's a few buildings, and it's sort of the trees are quite close around. This one's quite wild. Maybe this is like storehouses and whatnot, but yes, it feels... It definitely feels like something is amiss here. You feel this presence of this... whatever it is.
Shall we stay hidden and I'll send out
Pop Durandara.
my...
There we go.
Shall I do what I did previously and magically search the buildings?
Oh, I need to change to the map. Fade.
Yeah, I'm feeling tired.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know about you guys. I could totally nap right now.
No, we need to press on. And I will just make sure I don't fall over. When I perform this, I can't hear or see through this body as I project myself.
The guy sort of like holds your shoulders, sort of holding you up.
Thank you, Garland. And I'll bend down and open this box, and it basically reappears in the box and scuttles out.
Okay.
Totally saw that. Totally saw that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a normal find familiar spell, right? It's
I'm
popular
going to
amongst-
sleight of hand. 23.
Oh.
Nobody
Totally
sees. He's just like so practiced. He's just like. Boop. Asuka scuttles out.
So do we just see? All we just see then is kind of Lysander to go like
Eyes
that.
roll back. Right?
Yeah, he just
just
casually
like-
just goes like that, and
And I imagine kind of Garland doesn't look like he's supporting at all, but he's basically just holding Lysander kind of right off the ground, sort of thing.
yeah, he's like barely even feels it. He's just like
So buff.
he's
Is this a door?
yeah, I mean, there's various ways you could get into this place.
I will.
Oh,
I'll
this
get
one-
in.
This one's got windows, does it?
So
So-
if it's instead of going under the door, I might skull up the wall and try and get in a gap at the top.
Yeah, it's probably like cracks, so you could go up to the roof
Yeah.
and through some tiles or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So Ascus
Hello.
goes in, and you find this is like a large farmhouse, and in this one, it looks like maybe no, yeah, it's probably a bit nicer than the one you were in before, but maybe the decorations are a bit similar to the place you're in, so maybe this belongs to the same people. But this is sort of maybe where they live as their main house. But it seems like they've not been here for a day or two. There's no food, like plates or anything like that. The fire's not on. The bed's just made. The cupboards are all closed, but it looks like it's not dusty or anything like that. It looks like it's lived in currently.
So
but-
we'll hand rather than move my token, I'll hand wave. I just explore all the rooms one by one.
Yeah. So I mean, guys can generally see what's in there. It's just sort of like general living quarters, some tables. There's like a cooking stove, and like a rug and bits and bobs, and like a washroom, some bits of farming equipment, and like a fairly well stocked kitchen. All kinds of vegetables and things that they probably have grown on their own farm. But it just seems like a normal farmhouse, really mundane, but no one there.
Okay, I'll just convey the generals to the group. It's a farmhouse. There's no one there, and I would just say I'm moving on to the next property, and I guess we'll skull out.
Ascus roll a check for me.
Oh.
Constitution.
What check would you like? Sir?
Whether you survive check.
Constitution, please.
Oh, hey, I mean, he's got a -1, so I don't see anything wrong with this. So
Come on,
I'll
Natty
roll
20.
as well. Normal. 15.
Gascus feels something strange. You through his senses, you feel something strange, but he's not affected by it.
Okay. Would I pick up on that as Lysander?
Yeah, I mean, because you are basically
Yeah.
feeling what he's feeling. You kind of this is something is trying to get at you, in your spidery understanding of the world.
Yeah.
but you're resisting it.
I'll convey that to the group. I'll just be like, there's something here. This is, and I'll scroll. I will climb up the wall and try and get in through the rafters again of this barn. I guess I think there's 2 double doors there.
Yes, so this one is indeed a barn, and you can see in here there's the bodies of a cow and some pigs in here that have just slumped over sideways. They're not injured, damaged anyway. These, just like everything else, they have white fur all over. Not just patches, completely covered, and they just flopped over on their side, dead.
Okay.
And everything else is just there's some hay in the troughs and some poo around, but
There's
Standard.
dead animals.
but
barn.
as Ascus was skittering across towards the barn, he saw something
Oh,
lurking.
give me the juicy lore.
He saw, and I'm going to reveal it. You guys, only Atticus has seen this. There is a creature, and it appears.
The heck is that?
It's like. Let me give you a handout.
I don't like it. I don't
like it at all. What is that?
So would I have seen that before I went into the barn?
I'm zooming in.
Hang on. I'm just going to put it in your journals. So, it's like a humanoid and very pale. It's got no eyes and it's sort of gaunt, open mouth. And its arms and legs are just these sort of like stumpy protrusions. It's got spikes running down its back. It looks a lot like the pale thing from Pan's Labyrinth, but less flabby.
Okay, so in terms of timeline, I think I'll look in the barn, pop out at the top, and then I guess I'll be over on this corner and I'll see this thing, and I'll communicate to everyone. There's a creature. There's a creature in the past the barn by the small building.
And it turns its head very slowly towards Atticus.
I think it sees.
And it just sort of, its head just flops back for a second and it sort of goes like that. And Atticus dies.
And I cry out.
Freak.
And I think as he cries out, I run and clamp my hand on his mouth,
I'm like,
and I'm just like,
and I just, and you've got your hand over my mouth.
yeah, and I let go.
Before you do that, I say, in your head, to you, no eyes, it's white mouth, pointed arms and legs. It's there.
Okay, now tell the group. No, but I'm like, now tell the.
Jesus.
No, but no. What I mean is, I'm like, now tell the group when I take my hand off your mouth. Okay, Lysander, what happened?
There's a creature in the corner. I've never seen anything like it before. It's white, pale, spiked arms and legs, no eyes, only a mouth. It saw me. It saw my projection.
What spell were you using? How would it end? How would it end magic?
I don't know, but it's there. We need to be quiet. We need to kill it.
What else did you see?
There was nothing in the barn, just dead creatures. Or would you suggest we parley with this creature?
How did it feel when the creature looked at you? Did it just go black? Did you feel different?
It felt like I died. It felt like
Okay.
my breath was drawn from my body, and my existence ended for a second.
This is unnatural. We must remove it.
It has to die.
Agree. And I breathe very slowly into the flute, very quietly, just a very silent, like very silent tune, very like a, and only Akane can hear it. And you have a bardic inspiration because you feel so inspired for battle.
It reminds me of the. I just hear the song that my mum used to sing to me and my brother Die when we were younger.
Sing it, so the audience can feel it. Come on.
No, it was much slower than that. It's like da 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 And she used to change the verse every time to kind of talk about these grand adventures that me and Di would used to go on when we grew older.
Sick stuff. Right, you get a D6 for that.
So I'm pretty inspired. And so I said, right. So I lay my umbrella down on the ground. Battle plan time, everybody. Every idea, and I'm looking at Garland, is welcome. Everything from storm the barn, set fire to it.
It's not in the barn. It's
What?
out in the open. It's not in the barn. It's out in the open. We
What?
need to be quick. We need to be quick. If you go
Where?
to this corner, and I point over at the corner of the bar, the house. If you go there, you'll be able to see it. You have to be quiet.
Truffle
How much?
stealth over.
Yeah, my truffle get eyes on, darling.
Sweet. Also, a whisper as I leave. You've got 10 minutes. Go. And I would like to stealth on over to the corner of the thing, and it's a 15.
Mm-hmm.
And then I sort of poke. Has it moved? Can I see it? From that angle, I guess, from looking.
You can you can just about, if you poke your head around, see it from where you are there, and it's sort of not really moving. It's just sort of occasionally twitching, and it'll very slowly turn its head, look this way and that, but it's just sort of standing there at the moment.
Okay, and I look back at the group and I go,
Two to you, three of us. Oh, okay.
yeah, that's all I'm sort of. That's what it really means.
Okay, so what are you guys
Interpret it
doing?
however you want.
So it looks like we're going to attack it. So I pick up my umbrella and I tell the group, why don't we just move through the house? We've got cover, so we'll pop outdoors, 5 arrows, and those of us who are more used to being up front in the thick of things can get out there.
It sounds like we can't look at this creature directly.
Medusa.
What? Are you serious? So are you
Based-
suggesting we fight?
Based on what Lysander has told us, it sounds like we cannot fight this creature face to face. Full risk of death.
Yeah, we need to kill it. We need to try.
So I can't imagine. So you're absolutely suggesting we fight blindfolded? But that wouldn't even make sense, right? Kind of then the grass and the trees wouldn't be affected, and we would cripple our perception. We wouldn't be able to fight. We wouldn't be able to defend.
Akane makes sense. Things that have not seen this creature have been affected by it.
I think Akane's got the best idea. I think we should move through this house, and I point at this house in front of us. We can take positions by windows or doors. We have escape routes out the back.
While
Maybe
I'm doing
if we
this, I come back.
What do you see, Truff? So we talk about using the house as a kind of entry point into the battle.
Okay, whatever we do, we've got to go. We've got to move. I don't know how long it's going to be there. It looks antsy, if I was to describe it in a word.
Okay. So I suggest let's move on over to the house, and I think kind of we'll all shuffle
Oh,
through.
God.
Through the
It's
window.
moving. Sorry, Mary,
Okay,
it's moving.
everyone, tell me what you're doing right now in the next 6 seconds.
I'm rushing to that window, right there, through the house, getting a crossbow bolt ready to
No
fire.
more than a turn's worth of stuff happening right now.
Murph. Right,
I am
Go for it, Lysander.
I'm moving into the house and taking cover in the bedroom. Is there a window here? Are there windows? I forgot to ask.
No.
No windows. Okay.
So
we're
I
not-
guess
that's
that is the front door down there, and that would be a back door, and that would be a side door. No windows.
I will take cover round this corner, waiting to get eyes on it as it approaches, and I would like to hide.
I run round the side and hide behind this wood stack here.
So go ahead and roll stealth.
RTS.
Yes. So
25
everyone
on
is hiding. Please roll stealth.
I got a 25.
Hiding, I roll stealth, 16.
26 for me.
Gosh damn.
Okay.
Yeah. It's my sweet plus 8.
What do you? Did you give Garland a command or direct, like a directive?
Yeah,
What
I'm
do you want him to be doing?
So me and Truffle are like, follow us. We go inside the house. So
Okay.
kind of garlands inside with dust.
Yep.
I've slung my bag to the side. We've got the Sugar Plum Fairy playing.
I like
actually, no, but it's brilliant. It's like we're actually getting ready for the fight. Like I sling my bag to the side. I tie my my hair back, take the sheath off my umbrella, and I'm about to kick down this door here and sprint out.
Okay, so before we roll initiative, I want everyone to roll me a Constitution check. Saving throw.
Oh, God.
Saving throw.
I'm the best at
Saving
these.
throw.
I roll a 16.
22.
Drinda.
Ooh, mother hubbard.
Oh.
That's an 8 for the truff.
Okay. Truffle and Lysander, roll a d6.
D6. Do I go low? Do I go high? Let's find out.
3.
4.
4.
Okay. Truffle, you stumble and drop whatever you're holding, suddenly feeling a wave of tiredness. Lysander, you feel like the life is being sucked out of you and your maximum hit points are reduced by 4. Everyone else, you feel like this, as you walk forwards through this building and around this building, you feel like you're stepping into like almost like the gravity is increased, or like the air is thick, and you just suddenly feel like the very air around you is trying to suck the life out of you. And now everyone roll initiative.
Oh, zoinks.
Oh yes,
15.
so epic.
Drinda is a 5.
Where's my initiative thingy?
Mother hubbard.
Right, so we've got...
I do not like it.
Of all the people to get an HP down, it's Lysander.
I know, right? It's taken me down by... that's a fifth of my health.
Hey.
So I've got
Out of
one,
curiosity,
two,
is this a created creature, or is this is a bestiary thing in the just meta? I was just curious.
This is a homebrew.
Ooh!
Oh, God.
Take that, Matt Mercer.
Explorer's Guide to Wildmount, what a scrub.
Scrub.
Okay, so it looks like at the top of the initiative, as this you walk in, you feel this wave of like straining energy. The first person to act is Akane. What do you do?
Oh, so I'm gonna blow all of my cooldowns. I cast Martyrdom. And what that looks like is essentially like my Shield of the Nile stance, but it's almost like Super Saiyan level 2. So I think Truffle, you'll see this. Just as I cast it, you see this kind of glimpse of this giant kind of hulking ghost over me with this giant kind of Japanese mask on. It's just there for a second and just vanishes as this kind of vapor erupts off my skin and my eyes go kind of white. And I dash. As I do it, it kind of blows open the door and I run out. I run outside. I can only move 15 foot, right? In Martyrdom.
So, the other thing that everyone needs to know is, whilst you're in this area, your movement speed is halved.
Oh shit. Okay.
Do you
10
bust
foot
through the door?
Yeah, but I bust through the door. Is it?
So your total is 45, so you've got 20 foot, basically.
But what if about half of martyrdom?
Yeah,
so
but it's half.
it's 30 plus 15, so it's 45, so half of that would be rounded down as 20.
Okay, so I get so I do just get just enough away to activate Shield of the Nile without casting it because of my Martyrdom. And Martyrdom's an action, right?
I think it's a bonus action.
That's bonus action. Oh my god.
It'd be kind of unfair if it was an action.
Although I'm still not.
It's like rage for you, basically.
Yeah, I'm not close enough. Oh, so I use my action then to.
How far is it 10 feet?
It's 10 feet, yeah.
Oh shit. That's rough.
Yeah, it is. I kind of feeling like I will.
You looking up cones and cubes?
I will. Do you know what? I'll go dodge as my action.
Oh, good shout.
So I basically run out there screaming. The door blows off. This trailing wisp follows me, and I just run out, battle charging, and screaming at this thing.
Okay, cool. Cool.
Cool beans.
So, at the start of its turn, everyone make another Constitution saving throw.
Oh my god!
Ooh,
16.
A5.
Come on, Garland. You dumb, stupid robot! Okay, so Durindar and Garland roll a d6. Oh, and Akane roll a d6.
I use my bardic inspiration.
Okay, now is the time.
Yes.
I think as I'm feeling this kind of, is it like an exhaustion that would come down upon me? I just remember the song of my
Yes.
mother, and you know what? It's just enough just to kind of shake myself out of that.
Is it though? Is it?
Is it though?
It's a 7. Okay, I faintly hear the song of my mother using my inspiration. Is it enough?
You need to roll a dice.
You need to roll a d6.
Oh, I
It's
thought it
not
was just
inspiration.
Oh no!
It is not enough.
That's a 1.
Okay, Akane,
Oh,
you have
devastating.
disadvantage on your next strength or dexterity check until the end of your next turn.
Damn, that was a song.
Garland
Okay.
gets the same thing as Lysander had,
Oh god.
Oh, come on,
Um,
Garland.
and what?
Probably only a level 1. He's probably got no.
He's dead.
He's got
Probably
2.
dead.
Oh.
Garland loses his sense of humour.
And Durindar, roll a d6 for me, please.
And I do that on the dashboard, yeah?
You can just do /R and then d6.
Or there's a little dice thing on the left of your.
I'll just take that 5, that's fine. On your next turn, Durindar, you can only take a bonus action or an action, not both.
Ooh.
Okay.
Mother Hubbard.
So it's rage or attack.
Break your attack, yeah.
Okay, so now it takes its... That's just at the start of its turn, and what it does
Fucking hell.
is
I love it.
it turns and sees Akane charging towards it, and its head just goes... And Akane, you feel in your head something trying to break your mind. Roll an intelligence check. Saving throw. Intelligence saving throw. Sorry, I keep getting that wrong.
Chris Angel, mind freak.
I love this creature.
I ain't too
Yeah, you-
smart. 12.
Okay, so
Smart. So you're doing macros.
You die, Akane. Right, who's next?
oh wow, you got very lucky on the roll. You got 5 psychic damage, and
Yeah.
Lucky.
you are stunned until. Oh no, wait, it's a different type. You get disadvantage on all your attacks next turn. Oh no, for the next minute, you get disadvantage on all your attacks.
I'm like, I imagine I'm so. I've got
You just feel
disadvantage
you.
on every-
It's like suddenly you're like, oh god, shit, god.
So and the damage, I think, kind of, it just blows all of this kind of white vapor off me. Like that was all of my temporary hit points. Just. And I think my eyes kind of like the white, kind of my white irises just kind of flitter a little bit and go back to original color, just like that TV kind of flickering on and off. Because I'm clearly kind of waging a war in my brain here.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So sorry about the clarity there. 1 minute of disadvantage on attacks is what that is.
Yep, really clear.
Okay. So that is the end of its turn. Truffle. You're in the open door at the moment. You can see all this
Yeah.
happening.
Bonus action, pick up the hand crossbow that I dropped when he did his psychic craziness on me.
Yeah,
And
and you're
then-
also on the floor, so you need to stand up as well.
I will use some movement to stand up, and I do so. And then I will take a shot with my hand crossbow at it. Pew pew. That's a 22 to hit.
That hits.
And it is a 5 piercing plus Fury of the Small, which will make it 9 piercing damage.
Okay.
And then I would like to use the rest of my movement to move back out of the doorway.
So that's 9.
And that is my goal. And then while I'm there, if I have charge, I would.
As you do that, it like flicks its head over to you, and it makes an attack at you.
Oh shit!
What do you mean it makes an attack at me? What?
It's got villain actions or Liodos something.
Okay.
13
That's
doesn't
very
hit,
damage.
does it? 13 doesn't hit, does
13
it?
does not hit. No. Good.
So Truffle's too quick, and he manages to dodge out of the way of whatever's happening.
Yeah. So nimble, I dodge abuse. I do not like this creature, but I kind of do as well.
I love it.
He's good, isn't
Homebrews, yes.
he? Yeah, man.
Lysander.
Oh god, kill me, daddy.
I'm
has it
playing
been-
Nightwish in the background, by the way. It's like epic.
I do have music playing. Is it too quiet?
I can't hear it.
I can't hear it. Has it been an hour since the bear encounter?
No.
Okay. If it's not been an hour, I will use my bonus action to move the hex that I cast earlier onto this creature.
It's probably been less than half an hour, I would say.
Okay, I will move the hex and then I will and give it disadvantage on. Oh god, I will give it disadvantage on wisdom saving throws.
Wisdom, okay.
That was a tactical guess, and then I will pop out and fire a black bolt. Has it seen me?
If you stealth, didn't you?
Yeah, 24.
Oh
25.
no way, no, hasn't seen you.
Okay, so I'll roll with it advantage.
Yeah.
And find my black bolt. Oh yes, come on, that's a crit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me see if I've got these crits
Nice.
set up correctly.
That a girl.
It's set up correctly. So let me roll Joe DiMaggio's. So that should be 5 hex and 6. The hex crits. It's rolled dice.
Okay, yeah.
So
5
5 and
plus
6, and then 8 and 10.
10. Oh, it's done on different sides. Okay, so that's 18
Yeah, the
plus
hex, yeah.
9, which is 27.
27. So I'm just like,
Sick.
God, Lysander, you've got this. So I pop out and I'm like, it's like the best black
You
bolt I've
guys
ever
see
fired.
this black bolt, and it's not like the ones you've seen before. This one's like a huge, like almost like a beam of black energy,
Yes.
and it just like
And I,
this thing like smacks it in the face, and it's like.
And I've seen that Akane has been hurt, and I'm just looking at it, and I'm just like, get away from her, you bitch! And then I hide, and I pop I pop back round, and that is my turn. That was
Okay.
a good turn.
I imagine this black energy just like starts at your shoulder and just like winds its way down and like proper anime like concentrates at the tip. Yeah.
It's like a Voldemort like beam of like black, but we're like clear in the middle.
Oh man, that's so cool.
Freshness.
Okay, Garland's just like
Oh no, Garland.
Truffle.
I'm so protective of
What
him.
should I do? And then
Oh no!
and then it's Durindar's turn.
Good, I didn't have to tell him at that point. I wasn't sure.
Okay, so I put my head round the corner feeling a bit weighty, having no bonus action or anything like that.
Well, you
I
can
have
do a
some-
bonus action or an action, but not both.
Yeah, so being where I am, I decide that it's probably better not to charge headlong into this creature that appears to inflict immense psychic damage, and I throw a javelin.
Bear in mind, you can only see Akane's reaction. You don't really know what's happening. Other than you feel very
correct.
tired.
Yeah, okay. So I pop out from here, realizing that I probably can't reach the creature within the amount of space I can move. I take a javelin and I launch a javelin at the creature.
Jab it up. Okay.
Jab it up. And he launches the javelin and clicks on the edit button instead of the roll. And he does it again.
You got this, bro. Come on. I believe in you.
I am all over this. I can't click.
It's tense though. I like it.
You're the king of the javelin.
Boom!
Jabby dodger.
Javelin.
BAM!
Oh, and he goes for a 9.
You're like, and it almost feels too heavy for you to lift for a second. You just sort of flop it into the ground.
And
it sort of
then
it flies short, maybe lands over in this bush or something like that.
I feel
I would
embarrassed.
I would notice if I wasn't so confuddled in my head right now.
Yeah, you're definitely confuddled. Anything else from the sexy man?
I then, realizing the mistake I've clearly just made, I rock up here, 5, 10, 15, to try and support Akane where I can.
Nice.
And I
Okay.
yell at him, "You unnatural being!"
Why, Yoda?
Put him up, put him up.
All right, we're back to Akane, who's just reeling from a psychic attack on her mind.
So, I run over here, kind of wiping this blood. I think it's coming out my nose and my ears at this point. What's that?
Sorry.
And I kind of I run over, and as I'm running over, this kind of wisp and this vapor around me is starting to all back up again. And I grab my shield and I kind of hold it high and I slam it down into the ground, casting Circle of Sorrow with disadvantage apparently. Well, actually, no, it's a Constitution save, DC 15.
Constitution.
Ah!
Bam! And so he rolls an 8, which is a big fat fail. So that's 14 psychic damage. Very nice. So this is like, what does your Circle of Sorrow look like again?
So essentially, it's like it's a 10-foot blast radius, and I kind of lift my shield up in the air, which is giant umbrella, and kind of you just see kind of this. It's almost like kind of this veins of light kind of creep up to it into the umbrella itself, and as I hit it down, all the energy just gets funneled down the pole of the umbrella into the ground, spreads out initially in this kind of this vein on the floor, and then those veins just erupt into this light that kind of blows up from kind of the ground.
Oh man, so good.
It's your character, man. I'm just
So
living
good.
this anime dream.
So yeah,
and I'm screaming as I do it. I've got sweat pouring down. My ears are bleeding. Oh, I hate this thing.
this thing is almost like onto its back legs for a second. It's sort of like every movement it makes is sort of like a bit sort of, and it's sort of twitching, and it's clearly affected by this psychic barrage from your shield. Anything else from Akane?
I think as I'm doing it, or afterwards actually, as the lights kind of dried up, I just look at him, put my shield back on my shoulder, and then look at Lysander, and I'm like, he said, "Get away from me, bitch."
Classic.
I give him a wink. I give him a cheeky wink.
I just see a bit of Lysander's face.
But you can tell I'm putting on a brave face. Like I've got like blood down there. It's in my teeth, stuff my gums. I'm like, oh, what the fuck's going on?
Okay, so that's the end of Akane's turn.
Yes, she's done.
Okay, so once again, everyone roll a Constitution saving throw.
I forgot that round was happening.
Oh, jeez.
20.
14.
Oh, Lysander.
Double crit.
Lysander.
2 crits in a row. Means I'm going to get a 1 on my next attack.
Everyone
But-
is okay this time.
Yeah,
You're
they
almost like you're like in the heat of battle and you're ready for it. And this thing. Oh, hang on. Just roll dice. Can't also type it out. Okay, so it's its turn, and what it will do is it's one of its arms. It sort of slowly reaches up and points it towards Akane, and you feel a wave of something wash over you.
Ooh, that's a hit. So
That's it's just a 13. It's not the crit.
Ooh.
So you take 13 psychic damage, and you must make a DC 13 Constitution saving throw.
Oh shit, son.
Okay,
Oh!
that is a
Double
double
crit.
crit, ladies and gentlemen. A double crit.
I'm furious at this beast. So what's that? That's 20 psychic damage.
No, it's only the second. It's automatically done the crit, but it's only the 13 because it's not advantage.
Okay, so that's my 10 hit points gone. Wiped out. Okay.
So yeah, you take 13 damage basically. But you resist the effect. You feel this like thing, almost like tendrils of psychic something creeping into your mind. But you resist.
I think I hear my mother's song again. Kind of that lingering song that kind of Dropper put into me.
In fact,
forget
what I would describe it as is it feels like numbness. It's like rippling numbness going through you, but you resist it.
Oh, I punched myself in the face.
Yeah, you're like, no!
Yes, yeah. I'm like, I can feel it trying to grip my height round again. My ears are bleeding, my nose is bleeding. I'm like, no.
Okay, so we're on
Down
to
blood.
Truffle Davids.
Truffle is going to look at Garland, sigh, and then storm out into the wilds, charge forward to
You're
here.
not going to give him an instruction. Poor Garland's waiting for you.
I will give him an instruction later. Oh, it's a Garland. Alright, before I go. Sigh. Garland, if you can protect yourself, protect yourself. If you can protect me, even better. And when I run out,
He just
Have
nods
I-
to you. He's like, yeah.
he nods.
Yeah.
I pull the flute from my side. And I focus hard on venom and poison and hatred and all the kind of horrific things that people have felt towards me when in town when seeing me as a goblin, and I put it into the song that I play through the flute. And I need you, Squire, to make a charisma saving throw, please, for your character as he is baned.
One?
One.
So, on your on all of your next turn, sort of, you got to take a D4 and subtract it from your attack roll or saving throw on your creature.
Okay.
And then I would like to use my bonus action to use my keepsake flute to play that same mother's tune to Akane to bardically inspire her again.
I'll take that.
To lose my final bardic inspiration, and then I would like to run away and use the remainder of my action to run
No.
behind the.
You got 15
No.
feet of movement speed.
Oh, then for goodness sake, then I would like to crouch behind this well.
You
I
you
will
can't
crouch.
move any further. You've moved 15 feet.
Crap. Oh yes, I have.
And what does that
Correct.
look like? Is it like exhaustion? Is it like?
It's like I don't know. You've been at the end of a long race and you're just tired. You're like trying to run, like everyone's just like stumbling along, sort of thing.
After taking that much out of me, I turn to run and just find almost my legs feel weak and a bit rubbery, and I just stop. And that is my turn, Squire.
So we've got Bardic Inspiration on Akanes, we've got Bane on the creature, and
Correct.
it is Lysander's turn.
What does this thing look like? Does it look injured? At a cursory glance?
It's weird, it's hard to tell.
Hard.
It's like the attacks, it's feeling them, but it doesn't seem to be exhibiting normal wounds, and it's not like reacting to them like a normal living creature.
I will pop my head round the corner and see everything that's happening, and then pop back round, make a decision, and then step around.
Oh man, you can just see it.
Yeah, I will step around the corner and speak into my cane in deep speech, and whisper to it and cast dissonant whispers. It makes a wisdom saving throw, DC 15 at disadvantage because of the hex from earlier. Okay.
Minus
So
the
that is
D4.
How much damage?
so 3d6. Oh, help if I type roll. 3d6. 16 psychic damage,
That's almost max. Nice.
and if available, it uses its reaction to move its speed away from me. Off the map. Sorry.
Never
Is
come
that
back.
like a fear effect? Because
No, it's a. I'll link it in chat. Hang on.
He's frightened of you, isn't he?
No, on failed save, it takes item immediately. Use its reaction if available to move as far away as its speed allows from you. The creature doesn't move into obvious dangerous ground, such as a fire pit. Blah 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 blah. A deafened creature automatically succeeds. It's not a fear effect.
I don't
Although you,
have enough room to move far away.
well, I mean, yeah,
I guess it could be
whatever.
over there.
Yeah, just runs away.
Oh, it needs to use its reaction. Okay.
Yes. Haha. Take that, action economy. The deadliest of all actions. And that's my turn.
Okay.
I'm feeling emboldened, so I'm not going to move back round.
Okay. Garland. And Durindar. Oh my god, this music is horrible.
The dance of death.
Do not like.
You're muted, Charlie.
Shit the bed. I decide to move up 15 feet up alongside Akane, and assuming I still can't take a bonus action at this point,
That was at one turn. You're back to normal now.
then I still don't take a bonus action. In fact, do I know where this creature has gone?
Yeah, you saw it run back, like skitter back behind this building.
But I don't know where he is behind the building. I just know that he's behind the building somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, you can't currently see it.
Okay, in that case, my turn ends at this point.
Killed it.
Okay. Kane. There's a violinist.
So I'm bleeding out my nose and my ears. I'm disorientated. I look behind me. Actually, I see Truffle. I see Garland there, and I've got no Fortress Echoes. I'm not gonna go behind. Actually, I'm just gonna I'm gonna step in front of Durindar, and I'm gonna put my shield down and use my action to dodge.
Okay.
So I'm just breathing heavily, like, kind of staring at this kind of gap in the wall.
Okay.
I like that you two are having like a defensive off. I'll protect you. No, I'll protect
I'll
you.
protect you.
I'm just like throwing dice at people. You get inspired. Bane, you. Don't like you.
Okay, so everyone but Lysander needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yes,
You
I'm out of
are
its range.
you are out of range.
Take that. Stupid thing.
24.
Yeah, 24.
I'm doing mine. 22.
Garland fails.
Oh no, poor Garland.
Rolling the dice. Exclamation
If he
mark.
gets 3, no bueno.
Oh man, I'm gonna.
What's happening? It's just rolling the dice constantly.
Oh shit! I used my last
Oh,
spell.
there we go. Okay.
Don't die on me, Garland.
Oh my god, what?
DM, he doesn't happen to be wearing any metal armor by any chance, does he?
I
So
laughed. I don't know why you asked that question.
Garland's dexterity is reduced by 2.
Oh, and he was so dexterous before. It's like a ballerina.
Dude, you don't know his stats. How you have no idea.
I don't know his stats. He could be super nimble.
Activate ballerina mode.
Make a note of that so I
Man.
don't forget.
I love this monster. I don't know what it is.
He's so good.
But it's because he's dangerous.
So dangerous.
Really,
Yeah.
really dangerous.
I
love
shot him
danger.
from like 30 foot away, and then suddenly he's like, "You just got hurt with a ton of psychic damage."
He skitters over,
Ah!
Don't like that.
almost insectoid-like, and
Dislike.
okay, and it will. It's going to attack one of you two. Who's it going to be? It's going to be Akane. So it's going to reach out once again and try and injure you with its psychic powers.
Disadvantage on attack.
He also gets a D4, a D minus D4, doesn't he?
Oh god, chill out, guys! Jesus Christ!
Debuff, debuff, debuff.
He's not got disadvantage on his attacks.
Yeah, he doesn't. No, he's got a minus D4 though.
Okay, well it's a 9, so I think we can safely assume that misses.
So I get that kind of.
I use my reaction to make a melee attack against the creature with my greatsword,
Okay.
which I'll pop in as part of my sentinel feat. You need me to link that, Blend?
Sentinel!
Yeah, boy.
Do you need me to link that? Are you cool?
Yeah, link it, please.
There you go. So, when a creature within your reach makes an attack against a target other than you, and the target doesn't have this feat, you can use your reaction to make a melee weapon attack against the attacking creature.
Yep. Okay. Sounds good.
Awesome.
Love Sentinel.
So I fail dismally and roll a 6. Blend, if you wouldn't mind doing the honours and describing what that looks like, that'd be fantastic.
So I guess you see it going for Akane, and you like try and lift your sword up, but you don't even manage to get it a few inches off the ground, and you sort of you feel just exhausted, and you flop for a second, unable to even complete the attack properly.
I start to question my skills as a barbarian.
Meanwhile, I'm hefting a 50 kg kind of weight between me and this bad boy. Like, whee!
Okay, Truffle.
Truffle's gonna just simply take a shot with his hand crossbow at the Belinda right there for a 23 to hit
My God, you guys are rolling god
and
tiers
an
today.
8 piercing
Like
into
god.
the
Apart from
the
Charles.
flank. I'm gonna say the flank, the soft parts of this beast.
Okay.
And then bonus action will not do anything. Bonus action. Bonus action. Check on Garland. You right, Garland? Everyone alright? Cool.
He'll let you know on his turn.
Carry on.
Okay.
Okay.
So after that happens, you all feel a sudden pulse come out of this creature and feel like something's being sucked out of you. And everyone make another Constitution saving throw.
Oh, it's not even his final form.
19.
I tell you what, when it comes to bosses, we're pretty lucky with our rolls. I mean, apart from Lysander and Truffle.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what I need to do.
Hip hop monster with his sound.
Garland. Okay, so.
I don't like it.
Oh shit. So, if you failed, you take 8 damage. If you succeed, you take 4 damage. But you see almost like streaks of like some kind of invisible energy sucked out of you into its mouth, and it sort of seems like it's revived.
Oh,
Strength.
Oh, phase 2, boys.
So I
Phase
take-
2.
So Lysander and I take 8 damage.
Yes.
oh,
This is psychic damage.
I'm looking rough.
So that's 4, 4, 4, 8, 8, 12, 18, 28.
Wait, would that be considered an attack?
No.
Okay.
I think kind of you notice as well, my life energy.
It's a reaction. It's a villain action. It's just like a legendary action.
Ooh.
I think my life energy comes from my kind of denial stance, so it kind of sucks my kind of vapor off the top of my kind of armor.
Good
Mine
fight.
comes out of my flute. It just does.
Lysander, having your life sucked out of you, you are springing into action.
I lean against the wall and just pull my cane up and just try and fire a black bolt off at it. Just a regular old DB. It's a 16 to hit,
That hits.
and it gets the hex still, so that's 6 necrotic from the hex and 2 from the black bolt.
Oh, okay, so yeah, you see once again Lysander fling another successful beam of this black energy and these hands clawing at this creature, and it turns and it fires an attack at Lysander.
Yep.
What?
Ooh.
Oh God.
You feel numbness take over your mind, and 11 psychic damage.
Oh wait. Oh no, don't worry.
It's the end of my turn.
Garland,
I imagine,
do it, Garland!
I imagine as well, like me and kind of Durandar are behind this shield, and it's just like this black kind of flames just lick the edge of the shield, and we can just see. I think I look to kind of see Lysander as he takes this attack, like your head just snaps back.
I flop against the wall like I'm about to fall over dead.
Oh wow, this is serious.
Garland's
I
like,
try and grasp Garland, and I miss him. And he slips between. my
Garland,
fingers.
punch!
Oh, Garland!
Garland,
He swings short. Even Garland and his like web of crystal power is just like he can't seem to bring forth the energy to strike. But Durandar, it is your turn.
Save us all!
Save
Okay,
us all.
Having failed twice pretty miserably at making any kind of damage
It's
or
time.
any kind of ability, I start ticking again, and my back starts to crack, and I start to get down onto my hands, and my sword is out onto the floor, and I lunge up and make a reckless attack in rage on this creature, and I might need some help with that bit.
That's
but
advantage, yeah.
advantage melee attack using strength during that turn. Okay. Do I need to make a strength check, or do I just roll great sword?
You get a reckless attack just gives you advantage on attacks and everything else advantage against you. So
Excellent.
you just roll
Okay.
twice for your attack, basically.
Okay,
You got
so
23.
and I roll a 14.
Oh no, you rolled
Roll a
23, bro.
'cause you've got advantage.
Oh right, okay, so I roll a 23.
Yep, that hits.
Um,
Definitely hits.
Okay, excellent, good. And then damage 13
Ooh,
slashing
beefy.
Mustard.
Big
plus
mustard.
2. So
Plus 2, yeah.
15 slashing damage.
Okay.
Shazam.
Yeah, so you see him like crouch down into this stance and then swing and hacks into this creature, and it's weird. It's like it doesn't even bleed, but it's clearly like soft and fleshy, and his greatsword digs into its side, and it sort of twitches, and he yanks it back out again. Anything else, Drundar?
No.
Akane, you're up.
So I think as it's distracted by all of this kind of commotion going on, and kind of I've just seen Drundar's sword go in, and as it comes out, I think all of so my vapor rebuilds itself around me, giving me temporary hit points, and then channels up the spiral of my pole, and my obsidian kind of umbrella just glows white, and then shield blasts out in front of me.
Oh.
19 to hit.
I think you'll find that as a 9 to hit, isn't it?
Oh, I'm at
Disadvantage.
disadvantage.
Oh.
So what happens?
I guess you're trying to aim it, you're trying to summon this energy, but you just like you pause for a second and you just can't quite bring it to bear, and you fire off wide.
Or yeah. Okay, I was going to say I can imagine the energy not quite making up to the shield to charge it and blast it.
It just sort of fizzles out.
Yeah. Cool. Okay.
Oh dear.
Oh no, he's up.
So that's been 3 turns, so you've got another 7 turns of that, basically.
Yeah. At which point my denial also runs out and we're all fucked.
So, Constitution saving throw once again.
Oh, shut up.
12.
1. Well, now he won with a 4.
Truffle, Lysander, Drundar, roll a d6, please.
No.
Yes.
4.
2.
Right, so Lysander, you fall and drop whatever you're holding. You fall prone.
Okay.
Truffle and Drundar, you... Truffle, you get -2 strength. Drundar, you get -2 wisdom.
Oh, shut up. I'm -3 strength. -5 strength at the moment, then. Oh, no, -2, sorry, but -4 strength, yeah. Shit. Don't
What's
ask
your
me to pick
strength
up
score?
anything. My strength currently is -3. Do you mean, yeah, and then I take off 2 off my...
Yeah, I think what he's trying to say is his strength is 3.
So my strength is now -4.
Wow.
You all feel your various attributes and energy and like literally your sense of self being drained. Harry
that for one
Potter being drained out of you.
Is that for one turn? Yeah,
You don't know.
brilliant.
You do die if you drop to 0 strength. That is correct. Thanks, Adam.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, mate.
He's like,
Death!
death. All right.
Best bit.
Who's getting attacked today? It's going to be Garland. Okay. Garland, can you weather this? He can. Only a 10. Maybe with all the distractions around it, this creature just can't... It can't quite find purchase. And Garland manages to just reach out of the way of this thing.
So dexterous.
He's so dexterous. Truffle.
Truffle feels that his crossbow is just that little bit heavier. Now.
Nice.
Yeah, I think at this point you can barely hold anything apart from maybe your flute. You're like,
Just about. And I will just take a shot with my hand crossbow at it for an 11.
does not hit.
That's a miss. And then, oh, Mother Hubbard. Alright, I will use my bonus action to go and hide behind this well.
Okay.
That's a 13.
Okay.
That is it. That was horrible.
So after Truffle, he sees Truffle running away, and this time you see the ground beneath you, the grass begins to wilt and go white. And Truffle,
Run!
everyone but Lysander, make a Constitution saving throw.
That's a 17.
Oh man, I'm just outside of its radius, I think.
Okay.
Is that Garland?
Durindar. So do it for
Charlie,
him. He's not paying attention.
Con save.
Okay.
you're on mute.
Oh no!
Oh,
Akane and Durindar drop to the floor,
What?
asleep. You are asleep.
Not by magic though.
What? Just because he's got a sultry voice?
Is that magic?
It's not magic. I don't know actually, because it's not magic.
Because
Although you're half elf, aren't you?
because I cannot be put to sleep with magic.
Because it's not magic, it's an ability. Adam,
Okay.
tell me what I should do.
If it's a spell, it's magic. If it's an innate ability, I don't think it counts. Unless
Yeah.
it says you.
No, because you can get poisoned, right? And a poison can be like sleepy, so you're asleep.
Yeah,
It can be like an anaesthetic.
yeah.
Like Stephen Fry's sultry voice.
If I-
Non-magical sleep gas poison can knock an elf unconscious unless its description says otherwise. Jeremy
How do you
Crawford.
describe it?
I start to snap in a very bearish kind of way.
So yeah, you all just feel like the life sucked out of you. You just kind of like flop to the ground.
So are we incapacitated?
You are asleep.
We're
You
sleeping.
do not know what is going on.
No, it's an incapacitation. Excellent.
Okay.
Just
Lysander.
imagine, like, the umbrella rolls out my hand.
I guess I see this happening, and I will. Was I not prone previously?
You're not prone and you dropped whatever you're holding.
So
So you're on the floor like, ugh.
So I use. Is it half your available movement speed or half your total movement speed to stand up?
Yeah, so it would be 15 to half of 15 stand up, so I guess 5 to stand up.
Okay, so 5 to stand up, and then I will stand up and pick up my cane, and I will just step forward and look at Truffle and say in his head, Truffle, run, and then I'll just lash out a black bolt at it.
Come on, Black Bolt. Come on, Black Bolt.
9.
No!
So just like
Of all the times.
I'm just like barely stood up, and I'm just like, and I'm almost like, I see that like Drew and Dara and Akane have fallen asleep, and I'm just like shouting, I'm like, hey, like trying to shoot it.
Oh, you're Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park. You're Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park. Over here.
Yeah,
So he is literally Jeff right now.
well, yeah, that's the end of my turn.
Okay, so it's Garland. He's going to go for it. Come on, Garland. Garland. Punch. Bam.
Oh!
Bam.
5 damage.
You just see him just like, he sees his friends knocked unconscious and he just goes crack across this thing's face. Huge crystalline fist. Doing
man.
5 damage.
This is getting.
And it turns around towards Garland and boop. 12. It's not enough. Garland just like bats the hand out of the way, like, "Rah! No." Garland says no. Durindar, you are asleep.
To drugs.
Akane, you are asleep. Everyone must make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh shit! I forgot. I'll move forward.
12. Ooh,
10.
14.
Natty 20.
Truffle, Durindar, and Garland must make a D6, please. Oh shit!
5.
Again, you've got the bonus action or action thing, Durindar. Who's the other one? Truffle. Garland gains a level of exhaustion.
No!
So stupid. Did 14 passed?
14 passed. I'm going to roll for Truffle. Truffle, you get your dexterity reduced by 2.
Oh.
And it is going to... Oh, who is it going to attack? It's going to attack Garland again. It really hates Garland.
Oh.
I rolled the dice. It's not...
20.
Okay, so Garland is going to take how much damage?
Wait.
Oh.
Wait, no. At that point, Truffle screams at the top of his lungs and uses his cutting words to use a my last bardic inspiration dice to reduce that
Okay.
to
17.
that'll be 15.
No,
What?
Take that.
17.
So 15 psychic damage.
Oh, it reduces the damage.
I can choose whether it's damage or roll.
Okay. So, yeah, so it reaches out and Garland just like and almost collapses. But then, whatever Truffle's doing, what is it you're doing? Are you playing your flute, or you're calling out to him?
These are screamed angry words that
And he-
are
yeah.
In Goblin.
He hears the words of Truffle, his friend, calling out to him, and he resists. He resists. That would have killed him.
Oh, really?
Yes. Well, knocked him out. And
Still.
Truffle, you're up. What are you gonna do?
Truffle is seeing him hurt. Galand is gonna charge forwards to here.
You're going to leave the pointy bit on your bow, right?
Yeah, but indeed. And what can I do? Alright, I'm just gonna take a shot.
Wake me up. Shoot me.
Shoot Akane!
Shoot the glass.
I'll fine. I will bite the head off my my bolt and shoot Akane in the leg. Then I didn't know you could wake her up like that. That is good to know.
Just throw
I
a
didn't know
rocket,
either.
throw a rocket or something. I don't know.
No, she's getting
that's
shot in the
quite
leg.
meta.
That's 24 to hit her in the leg.
You're
That's a hit.
You are shooting Akane. Okay.
Yeah, shooting Akane in the leg for 10 piercing damage.
You take 10 damage.
I'm so sorry.
I don't have. So am I incapacitated?
Yes.
So I lost my shield of denial, so I don't have my temporary hit points.
Yes.
Also,
Okay.
technically, if you're prone, it's at disadvantage to shoot.
Shut
at
up. It's
range.
wait, let me just roll it again just to check
No.
that I've not got a crit on it.
At
No, it's not.
disadvantage.
Okay.
It
you're
would
lucky.
still.
You're lucky.
It's
You're
still
lucky.
hit. Yeah.
It's
No, yeah.
a disadvantage, but it's still
Yeah.
hit.
Yeah.
God.
It's still hit.
Does that wake me up?
I don't think so.
I don't know,
Oh,
DM.
well,
Does that
sorry,
wake me up?
sorry, yeah, does it wake up?
Yeah. What's the? I think the rule for sleep is if you take damage, you wake up, right? DnD sleep condition.
This is gonna be so brilliant. If we survive this, this is a tavern story for history. If we don't,
Oh,
I would
shit.
love if this creature had 9 hit points left.
And then bonus action.
Sleeper takes
I'm going-
yeah, if you take damage or someone use an axe to shake or slap you, you wake up. Or shoots you with a crossbow.
Fucking hell.
Ridiculous. And then my bonus
So, yeah.
action, I'm going to use my keepsake flute's ability to run the remainder of run the remainder about inside.
No. You already moved.
Yeah, because it's I knew I moved my full amount to there, and then my
Yes.
keepsake gives me another 50 bardic inspiration or 15 movement shit. So yeah, I'd just be about there. I'd be just about in the doorway.
So you'd
I'm
move.
still
You'd move 5 feet.
Yeah, will put me there. That's more realistic.
I'm just gonna make it up as I go. It doesn't.
No. That's full 15. If we're gonna get
Half
15,
half of 15 in D&D terms is 5. And you were here, right?
So I was here.
Oh, you were here. Okay.
And then it takes me to just there. Which
Okay.
is where I'm
Next.
saying I am.
Next, then, rather than getting into that, Lysander.
Oh god. Oh jeez. I'm going to stagger forward a little bit more and fire a little
jeez.
bolt. Like just like trying my hardest.
Crucia!
Oh, that's a natty 1.
Oh, you're so lucky I'm not using the crit fails.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's it. I've got nothing.
You like, and just fizzles out at the end of your cane. Ah. Garland, it's your turn.
And him, and then disappear. Fly, you fools!
Bam! Oh, it's an 8.
8.
Oh, it's an 8. Garland, what have you done? Okay, and it. Did I use it? I didn't use it for an action yet, did I? So it's going to use it on Garland.
Ah,
Oh dear.
no!
Bam! Somebody roll me a d20, please.
Go on, Chris.
I'll do it.
God, I feel like Truffle needs to do this.
Oh my god, he's left the desk. What does that mean?
I got a 17. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's an injury, I think.
DM's got a book out.
I
That
don't know
can't
whether
be
it's a good
thing.
thing or a bad thing to roll
Oh,
high.
it's exciting. It's an
I hope
injury.
I almost hope it's a high means good.
I think it's towards the
Paper
back,
cut.
isn't it?
Come on, paper cut.
That's poisons. Going mad. Not
Going mad.
quite going mad. Where are you injuries? Objects. Someone find it for me.
I'm trying.
Injuries,
this is the
270.
custom one.
Okay, so what did you roll?
17.
It's a minor scar.
Ooh,
A minor
they
scar?
look
Yeah,
they look
on top
cool.
of the crack, you see another big gouge across his faceplate appear, or like another
I think
it's like a hairline fracture because it's not striking him; it's just sort of like
Does it
sucking the
look
life
tough?
out of him. It's so tough. So tough.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be.
So he's down.
He's down. Garland is down, and Durindar still asleep.
I'm assuming that arrow didn't raise me on the way past, being that I was kind of...
Praise not actually, but Akane is awake. You're prone, but you can stand up and act.
Can I use my bonus action to kick Drundar in the ribs?
Yeah,
Quick little-
I think that's totally reasonable. Yeah, give him a
Yeah.
bosh.
So I give him a bosh in the ribs, and at the same time I cast Denial Stance, and I get this kind of vapor just envelope me. My eyes glow white, my hair kind of just shoots up for a little bit and then kind of settles back down again. And I'm ready to go. And I just shout, Durindar, get up! And Truffle, we need to speak when this is done!
Oh man, envelope.
So
Oh man, I didn't realize you could just kick someone. That would make far more sense.
yeah, but you can get to them. You can get close enough.
True.
That is true. Probably could have thrown a gentle spoon or something.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it
it
is.
might be worth shooting an arrow at me with 45 hit points.
Did not know that.
Joe, you don't forget you took 10 damage from that arrow.
Yeah, well, 9, 'cause my unrivaled resilience.
Yeah, you were on 31 before, weren't you? You're still on 31.
Yeah, I was on 31. I'm down to 22 plus my 5 temporary from my denial stance. I'm 27.
It's class, man. It's just dripping in swag.
Constitution
Constitution
saving throw.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's a natty 1 from me.
Oh!
Oh, that's a 90 for me. Good.
Come on, Daddy, kill me.
Oh, you just want to die so bad, don't you?
No, it's like it's
Kamari's
it's
brother
crazy.
comes back.
Lysander,
Yeah,
D6, please.
1d6 rolling 4 as the same as before.
You. Lysander just. Blah.
Ugh.
Dropping stuff.
I'll have to show you my friggin' my health and stuff when we're done with this.
Okay, so it's going to go and turn around and attack. It is Durindar. This is. You're prone, so this is an advantage. I'm
I'll
afraid.
shoot you in a minute.
22.
Oh.
Oh,
And I haven't been doing the extra bit on this, I realise. If you read the
what
text.
extra
The
bit?
con save.
So you take 11 psychic damage and make a con saving throw.
Okay.
You're fine.
Con saving throw is 16.
16. Nice.
So you just gotta
And
take
can I-
11.
Yeah, so take 11 damage.
Can I just? Oh, is it psychic damage? It is, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Never mind. It's fine.
Also, I think you lost your rage when you went unconscious.
Sleep. Yeah.
Yeah, so you need to reactivate it.
Unless you wake up really angry.
Okay, Truffle, you see things happening. What do you do?
Oh, Truffle is going to. Sorry, should have been ready. Truffle is going to. Oh, motherfucker. Just going to take a shot and hope to crikey that the crossbow does as well as it did on Akane. That is a 10.
Oh.
God,
and
everybody's gonna die.
he's
TPK. TPK.
he's gonna move 15 foot back into the house because he remembered Lysander saying run.
Okay.
His tears are in his eyes as he sees Garland fall.
Oh.
It's gonna use its other villain action. Okay, it's attacking Durindar again. 25. 16 psychic damage.
TPK. It's been good, lads. It's been nice knowing you, Durindar.
I actually really started to enjoy this character.
You can do this, guys. You can do this.
31. So that's what? 16 psychic.
Yeah.
If you collect your token, and then if you got the HP set, you can just go minus 16 and it auto calculates.
Come on, Lysander. Save
okay.
us.
On
What's
a
that?
mega black bolt.
Come
Come
on.
out hostile like you did last time.
Everything you got up your sleeve, use it now.
Stand up, picking up my cane just so I can barely see, and I'm just like, fire one off. 22.
Yes!
It hits!
6 necrotic from the hex and 2 force damage
Oof.
from the black bolt.
Okay, yeah. It's clearly taking a lot of damage, and it looks like it's ragged. It's like got cuts and stabs, and it's not bleeding, it's just sort of like torn up, but it's still standing.
And I stumble forward 5 feet, holding onto the wall, like, oh god.
Oh god. I love it. I love it.
End of my turn.
Garland, death saves.
Oh!
Oh, he's back up!
Garland!
He's like, you just hear this fist smash against the floor, and he's like,
It's like,
no!
it's like Terminator 2. Joey's eye comes back on and he pulls the thing out.
Eddie, you can still act, because that's at the start of your turn, right?
It's at the end of your turn, your death save.
Oh, okay. So Garland, yeah, you see him like, no! And he's still conscious. During dark, you're awake, you can act.
Can I say something to him on my turn? Can I say something to him now?
It's not your turn.
Okay.
I mean, unless it's like literally, but blah, dude up. What are you doing?
Don't die.
No.
Kill it!
Yeah, no. Kill it.
Durindar, what are you gonna do for us?
Well,
You're currently on the floor, having just woken up.
End him, bro.
I'm
being
assuming it's
smacked
not
around.
a bonus action to stand up. It's just standing up,
It's just
right?
movement. Yeah.
Okay, so I stand up using what, 5 feet?
Yeah.
And I my great axe in my hand is feeling extremely heavy. I'm extremely ticked off and try to enter a rage, but it kind of half rage. One of my eyes goes black, the other one kind of stays brown. I'm so tired and withered and a little bit sore. So, but in the interest of trying to end this, I take a swing relentlessly with my greatsword.
Come on, I want to see the crit. Give us the crit.
And
Okay.
Yes, that's a hit.
Okay.
and then that.
Okay.
9.
2, so
11,
11.
And I yell, kill it!
Kill it!
Kill it!
I
You
stab it in the gut if it's got one.
It's 11.
Fall to my knees with the sword in my hand and pull it out.
You're like, oh god, so. And the thing's just like literally barely anything left of it. It's just like,
But it's still
still standing.
awesome. I shrug.
Akane,
So, I'm trying to. So I'm going to cast Shield Blast with disadvantage. I'm going to look at it and I'm just going to summon all my energy and try and direct it into this kind of staff. 17!
it hits. 17 hits.
11!
Describe how you defeat the
Yeah!
creature.
Oh my god! Basically, my shield is so heavy and I can't really hold it. And so I shove it at the base of Durindar's foot to prop it up. And with 2 hands, I'm like holding it, like just trying to angle it right. And like all of this energy and this vapor is coming off me, channeling down my arms into this pole. And I'm like screaming, like, and the sweat's coming off me as this shield just lights up. And I'm not quite sure it's got there because it kind of blinks out a little bit. And then all this energy just goes out at the end of the shield. As I'm like, and I'm bracing against Durindar's leg. And this energy just goes.
And you just like, it's sort of like, it's like trying to hold itself together. And it's like this constant wave, and you can see it almost disintegrating. And then you all like look, and the light goes away, and there's just like this sort of skeletal husk of this thing just left on the ground. And you all, this pressure, this weight that you've been feeling, lifts, and you take a breath finally. You feel alive again.
Speak for yourself. I slide down the wall and fall on my ass.
This bloody shriek down the back of the wall.
Truffle
Like,
is also on
Tony-
the floor rocking.
Like friggin' end game, like Iron Man end game, like.
Oh.
Everyone is a fucking wreck.
Well done, team.
What,
You
down to
did it.
what? 3 points? No points? 1 point?
I have
1 point.
I have one I have 1 hit point left.
How much has everyone got?
Oh,
You
I
got
have
one.
31 hit points, but I was.
You got 1. Garland's got 1 only from rolling 20 on a death save.
I've got 22 plus 5 temporary.
I just thought you were going to roll another con thing and take my strength down. I had -2 strength, remember? If you rolled again, I die for having no strength left. And I'm sat there crying because I think Garland's dead, so I'm rocking on the floor. Everyone else is propped up against the wall like dead people. How's Sex Guy going? How's Sex Hair?
I have 15 down from 45.
Holy shit.
Fucking hell.
For a bear totem as well, that is a feat in itself.
That was a... Wow.
That was also blood. That was one of the best monsters.
And that was amazing. That was like the best monster ever. And also, like, the one fucking bit of damage that I don't have resistance to in bear.
I promise that was not intentional.
Did you create it before or after?
Awesome, man.
I would have taken half damage throughout that had it not been psychic.
Oh.
Oh,
So yeah, I think
That crit.
I think Lysander is he's just slid down and he's just like staring into space with his cane by his side, like barely clinging to life. Consciousness, should I say.
And Garland, he's sort of after like getting up and he sees Akane kill it, he just sort of goes and floats back to the ground again. He's just like
Oh, we've got no way of healing him, have we? Truffle's in tears on the floor, crying. He thinks Garland's dead. He still he hasn't seen him. He's ran back in the house, remember?
Brindari just has his head in his hands, not quite believing what's just happened, and reflecting on all of the death that he's just seen over the last few hours.
So glad we took this seal side quest after we already got the seal.
Man,
We
that thing was
worked.
dangerous.
Yeah. So I think Akane puts her hand on Durindar's shoulder and just says something along the lines of "You'll be alright, lad," and kind of walks over to ignores Garland and walks over to Lysander. I'm looking for is there anything I can do to stabilize or increases. Can I apply any sorts of bandage or see any immediate wounds I can stem?
you can apply bandages to him, but A, all of his wounds are psychic, and B, it's not going to heal him of anything. But you can do it to like, if you want to.
Well, no, I wouldn't. I mean, I'd check him and I would just kind of... I guess he's looking the same as me, right? Like, blood coming out of nose and ears.
That's right. Yeah, like everyone's just like bleeding out of their eyes and their noses and stuff like that. Apart from Truffle,
Yeah.
it's perfectly fine.
And I think I'm just doing some kind of battlefield medic checks, you know, eyes, focus this, Lysander, close this, look at this, follow my finger. And I realise that he's in a real bad shape.
Yeah, he looks
Oh,
literally
there.
like a breath away from death, sort of thing.
And
Yeah.
I was like, I'm just like, I think I tried to pick you up, but I can't because I've got an arrow in my leg. And I was like, we need to get you into bed.
Hey, it woke you up and you killed the thing,
Time
so...
for that.
Yeah, you wouldn't have killed it had it not be my stick in your leg.
I grab Akane and I just like whisper like, Jenkins, sleep. I'm just like, oh god.
Okay,
Treasures at this spot.
I just start yelling. I think I start yelling around for Jenkins. I'm like, Jenkins.
He's probably been hiding around back in the trees, and he's sort of like...
Yeah, fuck it.
He comes out like...
Totally use Jenkins.
Jenkins would have been absolutely fucked.
No, yeah.
He would have just died.
Non-combatant, absolute non-combatant.
And
So,
I'm like, I'm like, Lysander needs help. Says he
Master
needs sleep.
Lysander! He sort of runs over. No! He sort of starts rummaging through the back looking for something like, water? Wine? What do I do?
No,
I look at Jenkins and I'm just like, I communicate with him telepathically one way. I'm just like, the bedroom, take me, use the mask.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And he sort of picks his arm under you and sort of picks you up. Come on. Kicks the door. Sort of takes him inside to the building. Lays him down in the bed.
Don't let them in. Don't let them in.
He goes and just closes the door, stands in front of it.
Okay.
And as we listen to the tent, we hear, "My name is Cuban Pete. I'm the king of Aramba Beats." And he bursts out of the tent flaps with his mask on.
Oh god.
So I think kind of my immediate concern is to make sure everybody gets in the house and we take a proper rest. So I go out and kind of just check on Durindar. I'm like, Durindar, Garland, are you okay?
I am still functional.
Oh.
Yeah, let's get everyone inside. We need to make sure everyone's safe.
Okay.
Yes.
I tend to pick Garland up, help him up, and I think kind of we make our way inside.
You just hear like a strange whirring, sort of humming from his joints as he tries to right himself back up again. And also, as the fight is over and the creature's dead and you're no longer under the influence, you would have seen out in the open there was the body of another person.
Oh, really?
Yes. You probably wouldn't have noticed it before because you were in the middle of a fight and your minds were clouded, but over in the tree line you can see the body, probably just to the north of this map.
Okay, I think I would say something along the lines of there's a body over there, but we need to urgent medical care. So I think let's sort ourselves out and then we can investigate it. As I'm literally dragging my leg behind me, leaving this kind of trail of blood as I sit down in front of the fire, and start to administer first aid to myself in the form of a short rest.
I think you guys need more than a short rest.
Big time.
Are we? Is that what we're taking? We're taking a short rest.
Well, imagine, we we'll take a short rest, roll some hit dice, stabilize, and then we can go into a long rest.
Don't we regain our hit points by taking a long rest?
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to get attacked again during the long rest, though. If we can barricade this house sufficiently. I think the danger's over, but I'm
Yeah,
amped.
I would suggest we try and barricade this place as best we can and take a... Who's that? Oh, Jenkins.
Okay, so yeah, so I tourniquet. I guess I tourniquet off the arrow wound then, and I agree with Durindar. I start to kind of push heavy items. Maybe we'll grab some wardrobes, bookcases up against the doors.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
help.
sure. There's plenty of bits and bobs and tables and cupboards and things you could barricade with. And it doesn't take you too long, 10-15 minutes, and you feel like you're pretty safely wedged into this house at the moment.
I'm like Truffle. I'm looking at Truffle actually. What's going on with you, Chris?
Truffle's fine. He's just he's got puffy eyes. He's sniffing a little bit. He saw Garland walk in. He's fine, but he doesn't want to talk about it really that much. He's helped put things against the wall, but it's very quiet. And after that's done, I think without a word, Truffle just retires to one of the bedrooms and closes the door, and that's the last you hear of him for the evening. He's just gonna. That's it.
And Garland just slumps against the wall.
Yeah, and I think I go over to Garland and grab a seat next to him, and I guess crack out the rice wine as I start to do some serious administration to the holes in my body and kind of in my bloody nose, and clean out the blood and stuff like that around my ears and other orifices. Eyes, don't get dirty here.
Garland's just sort of... And on top of the normal, you can see the lights dancing around his face plate, and you can see this new filament crack down the side of it, where his jaw would be. And you can see now a different set of lights. Like on his forehead, it's like 3 orange lights, and they're sort of rotating and spiraling and dancing around. And something you haven't seen before on him.
So I guess I take his head between my hands, and I kind of just like look at him as long as he doesn't resist. And I'm
He's just
"What?"
like completely just like whatever sort of thing.
And I'm like, Garland, what's going on there? What are these? What's this new emotion up here that I'm seeing?
What is happening to me?
I'm seeing 3 orange lights. What does that mean?
Do not know. Am I going to die?
I don't know. I think I run over and I kind of start knocking on Truffle's door. I was like, Truffle, we need you urgently.
I come out.
I think Garland's in trouble. He needs some healing. Whatever you did back to him under the orchard that day.
I can't help. I've got nothing, and I close the door, and I start crying again.
I'm like, Truffle, we need your magic. We need your magic.
And then you just hear, I don't have anything. And then that's it. You just hear sobs.
Oh wow. I head back to Durandar. I was like, he needs some help, but we can't do anything.
I have no skills to help the situation. I go over to Truffle's door and I say, little man, I know we've only known each other for a short period of time, but your friend needs your help. You need to get out here and do what you can. Can't sit in there. It's not the way.
You just hear sobs and Meta. I have fuck all spell slots to do anything.
How did you use your spells?
We haven't slept. We only took short rests.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I can warm him up if he's covered in metal, or question him with some truthful questions.
You can cast Cure Wounds at level 2.
Shut the front door. I totally forgot that.
Oh shit!
I did totally forget that. My bad. It's in the wrong spell set. All right, I will. All right, the door will open, and you'll just see, like a very short goblin with puffy eyes. I'll try, but I don't want anyone watching.
And I guess we give him some privacy. It's just, I hobble out the room, leaving this trail of blood behind me.
Fair enough, little man. I retreat.
And I walk out, and what you will see is you'll see
Nothing, because we're not there.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not talking
All that the world will see.
all for the audible listeners. Will see is some sweet magic, and I hit him
Oof.
for 9, and then
8 as well.
and then I hit him again.
That's goddamn.
And then
19.
I hit him again, and then I collapse.
17,
Oh,
19,
I like it.
14. Oh.
And then I collapse to the floor, and just start crying. And I just collapse.
And Garland, he sort of like pulls himself out of this stupor with all this magic flowing through him somehow. And he just reaches out and just pats you on the head.
I go into the thing and Truffle's collapsed on the floor, and I go over to him and I pick him up by his shirt and I just carry him into the room where he was, and I just put him on the bed. And
I let him do it. I don't struggle at all. And then I pass out completely.
And I say, good job, little man. You really stepped up.
And a slight smile comes onto my face as I face the wall.
Aww. Well, you know what? I think that's probably a good time for us to wrap it up today. A good stopping point. And we'll probably
Totally
say
forgot
this.
You could use other spells at other levels. What a chump!
We'll say that what you're taking now is a long rest, I guess, and you guys can pick it up afterwards. But oh man, great session.
What an
That
episode!
was awesome.
I had a lot of fun.
That was
That was
awesome.
really good.
Thrills and frills and
Thrills,
action
almost
and
death.
emotion.
I was looking forward
much
to
emotion.
my first ever TPK. That would have been
That's your one TPK.
one
Oh,
session,
boy.
one TPK.
Garland,
Oh.
straight natural avoidance of death save, just straight up.
Welcome
you
to Homebrew Monsters, boys.
That's
I
amazing.
bloody love
Where
it.
I've had no ability to test them, so you're my first test.
Basically, yes.
150 HP. That sounds fine for level 4 characters.
Yeah,
The
thanks
thing
for
is,
not throwing some of the stuff at us. But
It
it's my
felt
second
like-
sentence. Yeah.
Yeah, it felt like really like deadly, but not like overpowered.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
It wasn't
felt
like
like-
it wasn't super damage. It was just like lots of
it was,
stuff.
it was action economy. The villain actions give it more things to do, which get like a more effector in the field. That's the problem with single bosses, that they just get powered down. Like,
It's the
overpowered.
extra con saves that I think would have. If you went those extra con saves as attacks as well as the beginning of each round, we'd be dead.
You guys, like on the con saves, were really lucky. There was relatively
Standard con
few
saves, yeah, absolutely.
fails, and there was stuff like a level of exhaustion. I was like, this is gonna kill them. They're gonna get exhausted every round and die, and no one except for Garland got it.
Well, I was expecting, like, when I was down on 1, I think I had two con saves and failed, and I thought if I get the -2 health, I'm just going to slump out, and no one's going to be able to make it over to me. That's why I was trying to get closer. I was like, if I go down, no one can actually make it to me to administer medicine.
Well, after it missed you with one of the rounds, I was hoping to try and run as far away as possible and then take disadvantage 120-foot shots with my crossbow from afar to avoid some of the damage. Oh, that was intense. I'm intrigued
that.
about that body as well. There's something to pick up next week, what that body is.
Skin it.
Wearing the victory suit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Use
we're
it.
still streaming.
We're still
Thank you.
streaming. I think we'll wrap up the stream here.
Wrap it up.
And
Thank you,
yeah,
everyone.
thank you anyone who's been watching. It was a great episode, and I really enjoyed it. So I hope you all did too. We'll be back with this in 2 weeks' time, same time, same place, Tuesday, 8 o'clock. And other than that, we've got our Costrad mini-series last episode, I believe, next Thursday.
Last episode is Thursday the 16th.
Yes, so we got that. So if you want to, please do come along, watch that. Should be fun. Watch us get our asses kicked by whatever the hell it was we just found in that room.
Dum dum dum.
So thank you guys, thank you anyone who's watching, and see you next time.
Bye, everybody.
See you later, folks.